coasting along, all right? It does come from taking a moment to choose a direction. So choosing that direction and just staying aligned with that, and a lot of determination there, okay? And that's even when the road might be bumpy, okay, is having to sort of know where you're going, and getting through that. So you're being called now to take the reins of your own life, trust yourself, because you've already proven that you can break away from limiting beliefs. You've done that. That's what this Hierophant was about. And you've moved away from that. 6 of Wands, okay? You're in a place now where you can stand back and you can be, you should be really proud of yourself for getting to where you are now. So, yeah, you've really proven that you can do that. So whatever you're dreaming of, it's not just possible, it is absolutely in motion. So that is an amazing card. And I just want to find out a little bit more about the future as well for you, when that might be coming in and what that might look like. I might just see, I might just ask Spirit how what you can do to bring that into fruition sooner. Okay. Oh, this is interesting. Okay, so here we have the 7 of Swords, and the 7 of Swords is telling me strategy is going to be your best friend here. Okay, so you need to take steps that are going to really strategic steps toward this goal in order to progress things at a speed to get there when you want to get there. Okay, so we do have so this 7 of Swords, you can see a gentleman moving away from camp here, and he's carrying the swords with him. Interestingly, though, he's not taking all of the swords. He's just taking some of the swords. And the story behind this is that he's going back to his army and he just doesn't have as many men. And so rather than trying to win the war, he's trying to, I suppose he's stealing swords so that they can't use them against him. So a different type of strategy. Okay, he hasn't taken all of them. So yeah, just something really to be mindful there, that if you're wanting to move faster with the Chariot here, we really need to be strategic in that thinking and do a bit of planning on that too. Okay, question for Spirit today?
I'm
just open my coming through.
Well, I'm going through a spiritual journey in a sense, and I'm trying to get some clarity, I guess. Maybe you can help me with that.
Absolutely. Let me see what's coming in for you now. Interesting. So you've actually got the Tower cards come straight up. So I know straight away that this has kind of turned your world upside down. Okay. So the people are falling from the Tower here, but that's not a bad thing. I don't think of this as a bad card at all. I actually think of the Tower as it's almost like something that has to happen for something else to happen. So it is a blessing in disguise for you. Okay. Spirit is making me aware of people in your circles as well. I suppose not being aligned with or learning at the same rate, I suppose is how I'm going to phrase this. And and the way this is being shown to me, it's almost, and I feel as though it is someone quite close to you who's just not, who doesn't understand. And what Spirit's asking you to consider there is just, it's just not their time to understand. So, and to be understanding of that, because I am being made aware of, I suppose, a little bit of judgment on that part as well, which could be a bit, because Spirit is, and this is the second card, that at time that Spirit's mentioned this to me, but it's almost as though you're still looking for your people in this space. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And Spirit is making me aware they are coming in. So it is a really interesting space. And this is something that I was actually thinking of just this morning. So probably catching that energetic thread from you this morning. But you can meet some really interesting people on their spiritual journeys, and people are at different stages. And even for me, even as a practicing psychic medium, I do have the odd client that is just on a completely different level to me. And sometimes communicates in a language that I just don't understand, and has had experiences that I don't understand as well. And that is really just the that's just part and parcel of all of this. We're always going to have people at different levels. And, you know, I'd like to think it's not our job to sort of expedite their experience. They'll experience things as and when they need to, in line with their soul's intention. So there's no need to sort of preach to people, I suppose, but there is a need to be patient in that space and to come from a place of understanding always. But Spirit would like you to know that there are people that are on your level that you are going to be able to communicate with, and they are coming in very soon for you. I do get August coming up as a time of importance as well in your future there. And I do feel as though that's going to be, I do feel as though that is when you are going to be able to look back and say, okay, look who I've met along the way, because there are going to be some interesting people that you are going to meet in this space. I'm going to pull another card now and just ask Spirit what it is that you can do for yourself at the moment as well. Oh, wow. Okay, so I've just pulled the World as well. This is about completion, achievement, and wholeness. And this is a real celebration for you, okay? So it's almost, Spirit is asking you to pat yourself on the back because you've come a really long way. And they have said that you've done a lot of work on yourself as well. And I am being made aware of a lot of study, a lot of study. So they've just showed some pages to me. So it's almost as though you've been reading up and you've been studying and trying to understand things a lot more. And Spirit would like to congratulate you for that, because that's, yeah, absolutely excellent. And to all the listeners, thank you so much for tuning in. I am Nay Mary. You can connect with me at Nay Mary Intuitive Readings on Facebook or at intuitivereadings.com.au. Have a fabulous weekend and stay tuned for some other amazing lightworkers.
listening to A1R Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, Enlightening Television. Welcome.
Time for Zodiac Zone with Melissa Markham. Live from mmastrovibes.com.
Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio.
Or one of our websites,
askoneradio.com or moonstruck.tv.
This is Zodiac Zone
On A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Hey everyone, happy Thursday. A lot is going on this year, as we know, in 2025. It's an astrologer's dream, I would say, because so many things are happening. We just on Monday had a full moon in Scorpio. So I'm sure a lot of people were trying to kind of detach from things that are not working for them deep inside them. Scorpio is house of psychology. It is shared resources. It is kind of strange things. It's ruled by the eighth house. So anything in that is what people were trying to kind of transform, let maybe old trust issues or old things that they have go. So we have a lot, again, and we also have this month, we have Saturn entering Aries. It's been in Pisces for the last about 2.5 years. The way it works is the outer planets, which are the generational planets, which are Saturn, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, Pluto. They stay in a house, like Saturn stays in a house in a sign about every 2.5 to 3 years, and it's in retrograde 50% of the time. So that could be kind of life-changing because Saturn's about structure. It's where we learn. So if you have Saturn and Aries in your chart, which I do, typically it is about Saturn return for people with Saturn and Aries this year. So you have your Saturn return. Your first return is about 28 to 30. Your second Saturn return is 58 to 60. Some major shifts happen in your life. Typically, people on their first Saturn return, they either have a big move, a big job, they get married, they have their first child. Second time around, it's okay. I kind of did this for the last 28 to 30 years. Now, what do I want my life to look like? So that's how it works. Just wanted to kind of talk a little bit about that. So I also wanted to mention that I am actually getting into something. I'm mixing astrology with biohacking. For those who don't know what biohacking is, you want to biohack your body, meaning that you take a methylation test and you see what minerals based on genetics, based on genes from mother or father, what you're missing. And how it works is that you want to do it in coordination to your chart, to your alignment of your chart, because it's really healthy for mind, body, and getting to the highest vibration. So I wanted to kind of mention that too. And I'm going to talk in the future more about that and get more into that as I'm building my program and my website for it. So I want to go ahead and take a reading. Bob, are you there tonight? Oh, Chris, and what you're trying to do in this lifetime. And the whole purpose is you come in on one energy on the south node and you're trying to get to the north node. So it's all about, it's really all about you getting to the highest vibration. So what is your birthday, day, month, and year?
8/15/84.
Okay.
And I was born at 6:01 a.m.
August 15th, 1984.
Correct.
6:01 a.m.
Yes. And I know that I'm going through a major shift. But
yeah.
I feel like it's just never, I know I'm at like the bottom of the bottom of the bottom and it hasn't ended. And now I'm within days of like being homeless in fear of again. And every single thing I've had no control of. My reality is tragic.
Oh yeah, no. Let me ask you this: what city and state, so I can look at your chart? Were you born?
Where I was born in Columbia, Missouri.
Columbia, Missouri. Okay.
Yes. Yeah, I'm a Aries moon and Sun Leo.
Oh wow, you have the Aries moon. Okay. So yeah,
oh, yeah.
a lot of stuff going on with Aries this year. Columbia, Missouri. Why can't I find Columbia, Missouri?
Because you got to spell Missouri out or spell it M-O as an abbreviation because there's 1,000 Columbias.
Gotcha. Usually I could bring it up really quick. understand.
No, not every part of everything that has to do with me is like some part of the bum F Egypt or the dumb effery, because it's like the 4 percentile that doesn't apply. It almost
Well,
like
you know,
everything, just all the way down to the city where I was born.
Oh no, I found it. I found it. Okay. So, all right, got it.
Oh.
Got it. Okay. So your south node is in Sagittarius in the fourth house of family.
Know everything now that all
But
of
here's
the
the
eye-opening
thing.
and awakening has happened.
Oh yeah, but you're supposed to speak about
And-
what you already know. I mean, that is the sole purpose in this lifetime, is to speak what you already know. I feel like you have all
Right,
the
and I
deep
used to be very
knowledge.
good at that. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that you're supposed to have your reputation. So if you, I mean, it's maybe about writing your life story or speaking.
Oh,
in
I know,
front
and
of
it will be a book.
Yep, all
I'm
of
already
it.
like, I'm writing it. It will make a great story one day, but like right now I'm in the pits of the pits of the pits of the things I can't make up, and the things that are literally happening in my reality that I cannot control, that were never within my control, weren't my fault, and somehow at the hands of my own sister, family, and have no friends or anyone to turn to. And again, I'm going to be homeless again, and I don't know how this is still
Okay,
getting
so
worse without any
here's
end.
here's the thing. Here's what I want to tell you. That first of all, you have Uranus in the fourth house. So sudden, unexpected things happen with family. Absolutely. But here's the thing. Your mind, because you have Saturn in the third house, it is your mind. It's in Scorpio. You go deep into thinking, oh my gosh, what is going to happen? And you're manifesting all of this, based on probably karma, past lives, based on early childhood experiences, based on everything. You don't have to be a victim to your own experiences. You don't have to be. You're supposed to stand up. Your ascendant is in Leo. This is all about you, about yourself, about, standing up, speaking your truth, whatever that is, and having a reputation for it. The problem is you have Chiron in the 10th house. So you probably, something happened in a previous life that you're scared to say things. You're scared, and it's really
Yeah,
about
and I just learned about
overcoming these
Lilith and
things.
Chiron yesterday.
Yeah, but I feel like all of this is happening to you to move you to where you need to be. It's all in the way that we look at it. Even the most tragic, horrific things happen, but it's about clearing karma and getting to a place that you need to be, whatever that is.
Right.
But you have to go inward and believe this in yourself, because you only have you. You only have you. Even if you have family, kids, whatever that is, we're one energy. We're collective, so we never lose the people on that level in the body. The body is just a vessel, and we pass on and we move into different experiences, but it's really about connecting to you here.
Right. Oh, and it's forced that. But also I lost so much of who I was and what I was secure in my life, that now the external hardships and the physical debilitations that my body has taken to not be anything but worse. It's heartbreaking.
And I feel like, though, I feel like good things are to come, if you just if you look at everything from a spiritual level. If we look at things from merely the human level, that's where we get caught up in the cogwheel of life.
Human level is what's going to screw me over right now. It's the spiritual level I have full confidence in.
Thoughts become actions. This is where you have to release. This is where your Aries, is the moon in Aries. Focus on the self and the transformation. Your moon is in the 8th house. You got to go deep. But If ever you want to talk more about this, my
Thank
name is
you.
Melissa
Do you know
Markham.
anything about starseed transits? Do you know
I
anything
do.
about like starseed transits and stuff? I would love to
I
learn
do.
about
I
that.
know
And then my
starseed
Chiron and Lilith.
markings. Yeah, reach out to me.
That would
Yes.
I have made my eyes cross-eyed trying to figure this out on my own, and it's the one part of my research and stuff that I can't even begin to understand what I have tried to learn.
Well,
So
I'll tell you what. I have 2 minutes here, but reach out to me on it's www.astroVibes.com, and we can continue this conversation.
okay, that would be great.
Okay. All right. We'll talk further, and we can look at this holistically, and we can go down even deeper.
You're listening to A1R Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV and Lightning Television. Welcome.
Time for Peace, Love, Tranquility Healing with Tony Lacey. Live from Peace, Love, Tranquility Healing.my.canva.site/Peace, Love, Tranquility Healing-home.
Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio. Or one of our websites, askoneradio.com or moonstruck.tv.
This is Peace, Love, Tranquility Healing.
On A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Good evening, everyone, and thank you for joining me. I'm Tony, the Trance Medium. Peace, love, tranquility, healing. You are watching and listening to me on A1R Radio and or Moonstruck TV. It has been quite the rainy and chilly week up here in Ontario, Canada. So I thought I would bring the beach vibes, even though Mother Nature's not. So I have requested that we have a caller come in this week, and my wonderful producer, Dave, is working hard on that. So I look forward to whoever he brings through. You can reach me on Instagram at Peace, Love, Tranquility, Healing. I am psychic. I am a medium. I am also a trance medium. I do trance healing. And I also love to bring through animals from the other side, which is part of mediumship. But yes, animals are quite interesting when they decide to come through. So I'm just waiting to hear when we have a caller. Until then, I will speak, I guess, because I'm not allowed to tap dance, I was told. So I hope everyone's been having a great week. I understand that all our friends in the US have a long weekend coming up. So I'm excited for everyone to enjoy their long weekend with their families, getting away from their families, or spending time with their families. So while we wait, I'm sure there's quite a few callers that Dave is going through, as well as Constance, who's my other producer. So I would like to thank them both for being an amazing part of the team. I couldn't do this without them. Literally, I wouldn't be allowed on here without them. So thank you to both Constance and Dave. And I would like to offer a mediumship reading this evening to whoever the caller will be. I already had a couple of sensations, which is speaking on clairsentience. So it's sensations that I feel. And I was feeling something earlier in my heart space, in my chest. So we will see if that is for the person that calls. What happens also is, because there's so many people watching and listening, is I can pick up on other people's loved ones. So it may not land with the caller themselves, but it could be for somebody else that's listening or watching the show. So I like to have people keep that in mind, to keep their minds open and their hearts open, that something could be for them, even though they are not the caller. And it is coming through, just getting a message from my producer, Dave, the wonderful Dave. And it is Connie from Toronto, which is about an hour away from me. Hi, Connie. How are you?
Oh, hi. I'm okay. Yeah.
Good to
Yeah,
hear
I'm
from
good.
you.
Not true though, because I stopped trying for a little while.
Oh, my goodness. Well, I'm glad you kept going with it here.
Yeah. So my question is, I don't know if you answer these questions or not. I was in a car accident and I put a claim in, and I was wondering if that was going to come to an end. It's just getting a little bit stressful with everything with it. And I would like to see it come to an end soon, but I don't know if it's coming to an end or not.
Okay. Well, first, I'm so sorry that happened to you. I hope you're
Yeah, it was
okay
pretty stressful.
physically. Yes, it will. It definitely takes a toll mentally and physically and emotionally. So I hope you've had time to heal.
A lot of it, well, it was both, but a lot mentally was really bad for me. I couldn't even get in a car.
Yes, I understand that from my own experience.
Yeah.
So I hope that you're able to speak to somebody and work through that. And I hope you're physically healing as well as emotionally and mentally healing.
I think I am now. Like, it's almost been a year. You know, it'll be a year July. Yeah, and it took me a long time. Like, I just bought a new car. So it took me a long time. I actually went without a car for like the whole 9 months. I didn't even want a car. I didn't even go buy one because they wrote off my car.
Oh dear. Well, I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
But it is proving to your resolve that you are back in the driver's seat, figuratively and literally.
Yes.
Is it a silver car? I'm seeing a silver car.
Well, it's gray. Like, it's kind of metallic, so maybe that's what you're seeing. It's like a metallic gray.
Yeah.
Yeah. I bought an SUV because I was in a little car, and I bought an SUV. And to be honest with you, I was a little bit stressed out the first week driving it because I'm not used to an SUV. It's much bigger than what I was driving.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure I'm going to get better with it. Like, I feel like I'm starting to get a little bit better with it.
Oh, yeah, in time. Just take it slow. There's no rush. And you're going into getting used to it in better weather than if you were to have bought it in the winter.
Yeah, that's why I didn't want to buy one in the winter. I was too nervous to buy one in the winter.
I understand that.
And I was too nervous to buy another small car. I needed something bigger because I felt safer.
Oh, I did the same. I totally understand you, dear. I'm feeling with the claim, it feels like you're like on the third person that you're dealing with now. Is that correct?
I don't know, because like I see my chiropractor, and he's the one that gave me the lawyer. And oh yeah, there is 3 people actually. So my chiropractor, my lawyer, and my lawyer's assistant, and I'm kind of dealing with them all. And it's just getting to be a little bit too much, you know. I mean, I just want it to end, but I know these things take time.
They do, but it shouldn't take this long. Is the lawyer being your go-to between the insurance company, so you're not having to deal with them?
Yeah. I only
Okay,
had
good.
to deal with them once. I had to answer a bunch of questions, which was really stressful. Like you were in court,
Yep.
and you know, I tried my hardest to be able to remember everything and explain it properly, and which I think I did. And now it's just letters apparently. So I'm just hoping I don't have to go through anything else, because it was nerve wracking for me. I didn't like it. It made me very, like it was too hard on me. Yeah.
I understand that most definitely. It's hard to remember in a situation where you're mentally taken out of the situation, even though you're in it, because you're in shock.
Hmm.
And then reliving it, going through the story again and again sometimes. So I will send you some healing for that, to heal your heart and your mind.
Okay.
I do see that they will be paying you out.
Okay. That's good. I'm glad. I just hope it's like, I don't care if it's soon. I just don't want no more questions or no more, you know what I mean? I kind of just want it to end. That's all.
No, I understand, hun, completely.
Oh, okay. Because, I mean, they weren't just asking me questions about the accident. Now they're asking me questions about my job and about all these things that I never would have thought they ever would have asked me about, And it was like, oh, my God, this is stressful.
Yeah. No, I wouldn't imagine, I wouldn't be prepared for that either. But if the
it was a lot of questions.
If the insurance company reaches out to you, just don't even speak to them. Say, please speak to my lawyer. Don't put yourself through that.
Yeah, that's what he told me, because they literally had me in tears for days and days and days, because at the beginning of it, they were really, really, really bad with me. And I'm a good person. I'm not a bad person. And they wouldn't give me my rental. They told me my car was fine to drive when it was very unsafe to drive. Then they told me, oh, take the car in, it's fine. Get it fixed. I get there, and then they tell me, oh, no, we can't fix it. You have to go back and get it and bring it back and put it in your underground. I'm like, what? Who operates like this? And then they wrote off my car after them telling me that they were going to fix it. So it was, and then, you only get a little bit of money because the car's 12 years old now. So now you're spending all this extra money to get a new car. I'm like, oh, my God.
No, I'm so sorry you've been through that. I really am.
It was really a lot.
I'm not getting an exact time frame, but I'm hearing the number 3. So it could be 3 months.
Okay.
So I'm also seeing by October, it'll be completely done and out by October. I don't want to cut you off.
Good.
But we are at the end of our show. Thank you so much for calling, Connie. And I do apologize for everything that they've been putting you through. And I hope you can find some peace with this.
Yeah, thank you very much. I really appreciate it.
You're welcome, my dear. Take care.
Thank you. Okay, bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you all for tuning in to A1R Radio, Moonstruck TV. I'm Tony the Trance Medium. And I can be reached at Instagram at Peace, Love, Tranquility, Healing. You can send me messages there. You can also find me on Facebook under the same name. And I'm wishing you all peace, love, tranquility, healing, good health, and a happy long weekend to all of my American friends and family, and to everyone else watching throughout the world. Thank you for your time. I appreciate you all. Have a wonderful, wonderful weekend.
You're listening to A1R Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, Enlightening Television. Welcome.
Time for Energy Intuition Transformation with Sue Williams. Live Live from holistic-health.au.
Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio. Or one of our websites, askoneradio.com or moonstruck.tv.
This is Energy Intuition Transformation
On A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Hello, beautiful souls. I'm Sue Williams, and welcome to my show, Energy Intuition Transformation. And thank you to all those people who reached out and liked in fact, more than liked, absolutely loved the oracle cards that I shared last week, which are the messages from your animals, an oracle deck created by my good friend Dagmar Klingenboek. She is an animal communicator herself, and these cards have been produced with just pure love for the animals. So if you would be interested in getting a set of these cards for yourself, I have put the link to Dagmar's shop on my website. So that you go to holistic-health.au to obtain these wonderful cards, which allow you to use your intuition and train your intuition to connect with your animals, which is such a blessing to be able to reach out and actually connect and communicate with your beautiful animals. So this week I have drawn another card from this wonderful deck, and I was very fortunate to find this one, which is forgiving. And we have the wonderful First Nations Indian woman there from the US. Probably Indian isn't the correct terminology these days, but definitely First Nations people. How wonderful to connect with them. And the forgiving card says, forgiving the past will help to move forward. So not only with your animals, you need probably to forgive yourself before you start forgiving others. Think back to things that may have been stopping you from moving forward. Can you forgive yourself? If you can, it makes things so much easier. And then, of course, start forgiving others as well. Forgiving others isn't for them, it's for you. It gives you the peace of mind to be able to move on and create a much happier, more peaceful life. And your animals would like you to forgive them for their indiscretions, because they often do things, well, perhaps not often, but sometimes do things that upset us. Maybe they make a mess. Maybe they run away from us when we want them to come back. But they don't do it in a nasty way. In fact, often it's not even intentional. They just want to do what they want to do. So if you get angry with them, forgive yourself for the anger, and then forgive them for their indiscretion, which probably wasn't intentional anyway. And another wonderful thing that I have done this week is to consult with another deck of oracle cards, which I absolutely love. And this is called Sacred Medicine. And this is another First Nations from America, created by Asher Frost, with the artwork by Steph Littlebird. They are the most beautiful cards. And I drew one this week, which was very timely because it was for the new spirit moon. And of course, this week we did have the new moon in Gemini. And being the Gemini, it means the new moon is looking to us to be creative, to use our imagination. What can we do in our lives that will improve our lives? How can we plan to move forward with the blessing of the new moon? And Gemini is such a creative sign. So use our imagination. Our imagination is one of the biggest gifts that we have. We can create whatever we want using our brilliant imaginations. And this is the perfect time to be doing that, so that as we move forward to the full moon, we can look at our plans becoming reality. If you don't start now, when will you start? So think, what will improve my life? What can I do to make my life better for myself, but also those around me? Who can I reach out to help? Just use that imagination and see what you can do moving forward under this beautiful new moon as it turns to the full moon later in June. And goodness, we're nearly halfway through the year already. So start planning now. What can you do to make your life better and better for those around you? And with this beautiful oracle deck, the Sacred Medicine, it comes with a little book, but it has such detailed information about each card. Some oracle decks have a book, but they're quite not a lot of information about each card. But this one is amazing. And for each card, it gives a First Nations sacred ceremony. So I might just share that with you for the new moon. Even though we're a couple of days past it, we should still be able to feel its power and its energy. So the sacred ceremony for the new moon is to look up at the dark sky and see the image of the bright white silver light. This is a beginning, and there is so much that is unknown. You are handed a seed to offer into the soil of the earth, the womb of the Earth Mother. Take a moment to infuse it with a wish, a dream, a prayer. As Mother Earth gathers it, she transmutes it with her hands into a shooting star and throws it up into the cosmos, where it is gathered, validated, and amplified. You can now surrender and trust. And there's also a beautiful healing affirmation. I am ready to plant the seeds of my future. I stay aligned in my thoughts and focus on what is possible. And as I was saying in this Gemini new moon, this is the time of imagination, the time of creation, so that you can put into play the wonderful things that you've only ever dreamt about. And of course, our thoughts create our reality. So what can you think of to create a new reality for yourself? How can you make amazing decisions at this time that you can implement as you move forward? And what a wonderful thing for us to be able to do for ourselves and those around us. And of course, I absolutely love these cards because they are First Nations. But I have to share that I live in a wonderful place that is very close to our Australian Indigenous people. I'm very fortunate to live near the sea. And in days gone by, the Indigenous tribes of this area stayed here. There was very little conflict between the different tribes over these different areas nearby because the land provided and the sea provided, so that it was plentiful. There was an abundance at most times of the year of food, of all sorts of things that the tribes required. So they were very fortunate to live in this area. And I feel their spirits around me very often, and I reach out to them as much as I can. I had an amazing experience with a fellow animal communicator when we were having a bit of a conference here at my place. We were thinking about how we can allow our thoughts to reach out and call in spirits. We were thinking about animals, but this particular lady, she had an amazing experience which she shared with us. As she was going into her meditation, instead of animals coming forward, she had 2 Indigenous people from this area come forward, and they were so lifelike to her. Obviously, they were wearing the clothes, the garb that they would have worn those very many hundreds, maybe even thousands of years ago. The animal skins, other garments that were woven from the grasses and other available commodities in the area. And there was a man and a woman, and she sensed that they were partners, life partners, and they were so happy to reach out and to share how they had loved this area, how they had used so many of the resources to make happy and successful lives for themselves and the other members of the tribe. And of course, being so close to the sea, they were able to fish. We have seals nearby. And we look at these beautiful animals now as animals which we should be looking after. But of course, back in the day when the Indigenous people roamed these lands, they had this very close connection with the animals, and they only took the animals enough that they, as humans, could survive. They didn't just wipe out species. They allowed the species to multiply, and then they would use as just enough to keep the families alive and to allow that beautiful balance of nature to continue. So as I said, they have the fish, they have the seals, many other different sea animals there. And on the land, the possums, the kangaroos, many other species of animals that they were able to use not only for food, but for the skins to make their clothing. And one of the treasured items that I know many Indigenous people have that have been handed down through the generations are the possum skin cloaks. And again, they only used enough so that the tribe had warmth during winter, because it does get quite cold down here in the southern part of Australia. And beautiful, if you ever see the ones that have been made by the past Indigenous people, they are the most beautiful things. And we look at those people who are guardians, who looked after the land for so many thousands of years, tens of thousands of years, when everything was in balance. Everything contributed to not only the humans living, but the animals, the birds, the fish. And it's a beautiful place. I'm honoured to be able to live here and to be able to connect with the souls and spirits of these Indigenous people. So again, as I was saying, this experience we had with these spirits coming forward was so enlightening. They shared with us their care for the land, their care for the animals, for the plants. They knew when they should burn particular areas to allow the seeds to come from the plants and then regenerate, so that the next season they had the seeds to be able to grind to make their particular type of bread. It's just an amazing history that we probably don't know enough about. But wherever you live in the world, I encourage you to look to the First Nations people, how they lived in the past in such a balanced and wonderful way. So just have that as your thought as you move forward over this next week with your planning under the new moon. And I look forward to seeing you in a week when we have another chat about interesting spiritual things on my show. So have a blessed week, and I look forward to seeing you then. Bye for now.
Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, enlightening television. Welcome.
Time for Gypsy Heart with Jen Cairo. Live from JenniferCairo.com.
Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio. Or one of our websites, askoneradio.com or moonstruck.tv.
This is Gypsy Heart
On A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome back. I'm here for my third week, and I'm excited to be here tonight. I am going to take a caller for, I'm going to pull some cards for a caller. But I just hope you guys had a great week. And I am launching my coaching program this week. So if you'd like to visit my website at JenniferCairo.com, all the information is up there. I'd like to connect with you for anyone that might be starting their spiritual journey or just feeling stuck and looking for some direction. I can probably help you out with that. So visit the website, and I'd like to talk to you about that. If we want to get a caller in, and I can pull some cards for the caller. Do we have anybody? Are you not ready for me to pull cards? Hello? Oh, okay. I'm told, but I'm not ready for cards yet. But anyway, this week I wanted to talk about showing up for yourself. I've had a lot of clients this week that are feeling like they want to change course and do something different. And I like to tell people that you're never too old and it's never too late to do a new hobby, a new career, a new job. So don't waste time on the what ifs. Instead of embrace the can do's, and believe and trust in yourself when you're feeling stuck or stagnant, because it's all about manifesting what you see for yourself, the life that you want for yourself. Oh, thank you. And creating that. And it's simply, that's that mindset for yourself. And I do have Carol in Cedar Lake. So Carol, hello.
Hello.
Well, welcome, Carol.
How are you?
I'm going to pull. Good. How are you,
Thank you.
dear?
I'm doing good.
I'm going to pull a couple cards. Is there an area that or a question that I can help with guidance in this?
Well, actually, it's to family and finances. You can do whichever one that you can pick up on.
Okay, well, I feel like it's ironic that I was just talking about changing course. As far as finances goes, I think it looks like here that you might be in your own way. I feel like, sometimes we get in our own heads and we kind of prevent ourselves from forward motion. There might be a lot of negative self-talk with you. Am I correct? Not a lot of self-confidence?
No, I'm actually overconfident. Sorry.
Oh, you're overconfident.
I bought a house, and I am a couple of years ago, and I support myself, and I'm hardworking, and I have come to a point where in my life where I am very free, and I did have a couple of some financial setbacks that were minor, but other than that, there's a little bit of stress in the family. Other than that, everything's good.
Well, as far as the family goes, is there a lot of miscommunication or communication issues in family right now?
A communication, yes.
Yeah, I feel like
Yeah.
there's I don't know if there's like almost like a fear to kind of speak your truth. So, and am I correct in saying that it looks like by the cards here that you're the fixer? Like
Yes.
you
Oh,
want to
yes.
be the one to kind of patch everything up and be the fixer of everything. And sometimes we need to step back and let people kind of sort it out on their own. And I think this might be the situation for you. It looks like here
Yes,
that
that sounds correct.
um, it looks like things will iron out here. You have this Angel of Clearing card, which is all about things leveling out. But sometimes we have to
Oh,
take a
good.
step back and we have to
Yeah.
let things kind of sort themselves out. And you look like here, you're the one that jumps in, you're the one that fixes, you're the one that kind of, and you're the one people come to do so.
Oh,
But in
yes.
this
Yes.
situation,
That's
I
very
feel
true.
like you're going to have to kind of step back, and that's going to be really hard for you. But on the same hand, I feel like there needs to be some boundaries in place. It looks like you kind of take on too much emotional stuff from everybody else. Am I correct?
Yes, I'm an emotional sponge. Yes, that's correct.
Yeah. So it's going to be difficult because you're going to have to step back and let this situation sort itself out, which it will. But you're also going to have to, at the same time, kind of instill some boundaries so that people can't,
Okay.
people need to know that you're not always going to be the problem solver for everyone. And it looks like even in a professional manner, you probably have always been this way.
Yeah,
And
work too. Yes.
right. So, just try
Yeah.
to teach yourself to kind of step back and be an observer in this situation with family. But it does look like
Okay.
there is, but it does look like there is some non-truths being told in the family. I don't know if someone's hiding something or not telling the truth about a situation, but there looks like there might be something of that nature as well. Would that make
That
sense?
could be that. Yeah, that could be with my oldest son. Yes.
Okay. So, again, it looks like here that things will level out, but you're going to have to take a step back. And that's going to be hard.
Okay.
So I recommend, keeping yourself busy, and focusing on Carol and taking care of you. There is a lot of cards here about
Okay.
self-care too. So you might not be doing enough of self-care practice for yourself. And if you're going through stressful situations,
I am like. I do need to meditate more and ground myself. I eat very
Mhm.
well. I'm almost cut out meat totally. I eat fresh fruits and vegetables every day. I don't smoke. I don't drink. I take very good care of myself. I'm very physically fit and I get vascular exercise every single day at work. So I am very, very healthy. But I am a little depressed. I miss lots of loved ones and pets that are in spirit. I've lost so many loved ones close to me, and I do feel lonely sometimes. And yes, I need to do some self-care. You're absolutely correct.
and correct me if I'm wrong, but it looks like by the cards here that your dreams are how you are getting messages from spirit. And
Oh, you got that right. Oh, yeah.
so, pay
if I
attention
go to
to,
bed with a question, yeah, I go to bed with a question, I wake up with an answer every time.
right. Well, kind of lean
Yep.
into that, Carol, while you're going through all of this.
Okay.
Lean into that because your dreams are connected to spirit. So, and make sure you're getting enough rest and, maybe try journaling
Okay.
before you go to sleep. And I call it a brain dump and get rid of all the things that you might be stressing or worrying about at the course of the day. So you can go to bed and go
Yeah.
to sleep with a clear mind and allow those messages to come. But like you said, if you have a question or an issue, give it to spirit before you go to bed and let the answers come. But it looks like that you are very wide awake and wide open in your sleep state. So messages pay attention to your dreams
Oh yeah.
because they're messages.
Yeah, she got that right.
And,
I
take
am.
time to just, ground. It's almost like you are floating in the clouds. It's very ungrounded here for you. So, take time, whether it's meditating, getting outside and literally walking barefoot, but doing something to get
Yeah.
yourself
How would that
connected again.
yeah. Right when you said barefoot, I knew I that's what I got to do. I got some nice weather coming here, and I'm on a 4-day vacation, so I'm gonna be outside.
And that's great that you
And
said
it's
a
long
vacation.
needed.
Yeah, because
Because I
taking
work
pleasure.
hard. Yeah.
Right. Enjoy the little things. One of the cards here is, finding that inner child again, taking pleasure in the things you do, doing things that you want to do. And, sometimes we kind of plan things around other people and what they might want to do. And that's great. But, again, when it comes to self care, we need to really put ourselves in the driver's seat and take care of us. So, take some pleasure in the things you're doing this,
You got that
vacation
right.
and, take time to ground, meditate, journal and pay attention to those dreams. But as far as the family issues go, it looks like that's going to level out. And you said something about finances. You're worried about finances?
Yeah, the air conditioning went out on my car, and they want $1,000 just to fix the air conditioning on my car, and I don't have it right now.
Right.
This
Well, the
little
angel,
stuff like that. Yeah.
well, the angel of finances card, this is all about, you know, you'll always have what you need. So it looks like you're the person you probably don't require. Some people are very extravagant. They want the name brands. You are satisfied with having enough. And this angel of finances will make sure that you always have what you need. So just put it out there. Don't get stuck in the worry mentality, and fear. When we get stuck in that worry and fear
Okay.
mentality, that's when we kind of set ourselves back because thoughts are energy. So if you worry, you're putting that energy out. You got to stay in a mindset of expecting blessings. Does that make sense?
Right. Yes, it makes
Right.
total sense.
So you're literally manifesting those things that you desire for yourself. And I believe that you can do that. So, let go of that fear and worry over finances
Okay.
and take a step back and let the family stuff sort itself out because you can't be the fixer all the time. Does that make sense, Carol?
Oh, yes, it totally does. Thank you so
Yeah.
much. I'm the caregiver for my husband is partially disabled, and I have my hands full, and then I have a 20-year-old at home that is dragging his feet on getting his driver's license, and I'm driving him around. I take care of my husband, and I'm the sole provider. Well, for the house, I'm the one that pays all the bills, and
So you have a lot of pressure.
yeah, I need time. Yeah,
Yeah.
I believe in manifestation. I believe that what you believe comes true, and I just let go and let God. That's my saying,
Right.
and
That's
I have
great.
to heed my own words.
Mm-hmm.
And everything will be fine. Thank you for confirming what I already know.
Yeah.
Thank
Well,
you
sometimes
so
we
much
just
for
need to hear it.
reminding me.
We need to remind
Yes,
ourselves. Right. So
those
get writing
cards,
down
yes,
those
they help.
manifestation and make it happen, Carol. But it looks good on my end for you.
Oh, thank you so much. I feel so much better now.
Thank you, Carol. Thanks for calling in tonight and enjoy that 4 days and get some self-care in there without feeling guilty about
All
it.
righty. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Carol. Have a great night.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye. Well, that was fun, guys. I love pulling cards. I have a lot of different decks. I'll try different decks every week. I like taking callers. I like touching base on some things that I've been talking about in my workshops and classes. And yeah, thanks for being here, guys. This has been fun. It's been a learning experience, but every week, hopefully we'll get a little bit better and a little smoother. But thanks for being here, guys. Have a wonderful night, and I will see you next Thursday, 9 p.m. Eastern Time. We'll talk soon. Bye, guys.
Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV and Lightning Television. Welcome.
Time for Good Vibrations with Lady Phyllis. Lady Phyllis. Live from LadyPhyllis.com.
Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio. Or one of our websites, askoneradio.com or moonstruck.tv.
This is Good Vibration
on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Thanks a lot. Hi, welcome to my show, Good Vibrations. And I'm hoping you're having a week filled with good vibrations. So today I have something. See this black disc? This is called a black mirror. And John Dee, who was Elizabeth I astrologer, her seer, her psychic, whatever you want to call him, he used a black mirror to decide what day she should have a coronation, who she should see, what ambassador she wouldn't make a decision. Elizabeth I, Queen of England in the 1500s, wouldn't make a decision without consulting John Dee, her astrologer. The reason I know about the black mirror is my son, who was fascinated with it, dragged me all over the British Museum till he found John Dee's mirror. And it was kind of, I was not impressed with it. It didn't seem magical. It didn't seem... It was in a case close to the floor. So I did my research on black mirrors. Same as crystal balls. I have a black crystal ball and I have several clear crystal balls. And I wanted to know what, other than the Wizard of Oz saying, I'll get you my little pretty, how do people use crystal balls? So it seems that if you darken your room, completely make it pitch black, and you stare into the object, either the crystal ball, the black mirror, whatever you're staring at, you can get a vision. So I wrote a book called Mastering Mediumship. And I wanted to know, do these objects have magical powers, or is it coming from within? And what I've discovered on my journey is that the objects they're just objects. There's no real power to anything, not the tarot cards, not dowsing sticks, not the crystals we hang from a chain. The power is within us. The power is within us. And it's a matter of, this is what I teach in my class. It's a matter of self-confidence and trusting that Spirit's going to be there to give you the answers. So we have a caller, Sharon in Chicago. So let's take that call.
Hi.
Hi, Sharon. How are you?
Hello, this is Sharon. Fine. How are you?
I'm great. I'm glad to meet you. And I have a book that I use, like John Dee, the crystal ball or the crystal mirror, the black mirror. It's called 366 Meditations and Inspirations to Live By. I would ask you to pick a page number 1 to 366. For me, this opens the door. So can you pick a page number 1 to 366, and let's see what it says.
222.
222. 222. Okay, Sharon. 222 says, I hold space for others, whether they hold space for me or not. So someone from the other side is noticing that you're always front and center to help everybody else, but you don't get the same in return. Does that ring true?
Yes.
I feel that this is coming from a female on the other side, either a mother or a grandmother. Is your mom on the other side?
Yes.
So I feel like this is your mom. Did your mom have a problem walking or with swelling in her legs?
No, in her back.
She had it in the back, but there was trouble with. Yeah, because what they show me, Spirit uses my store of memories, and what they show me is legs that just are shuffling, that can't seem to move. So does that describe what was going on with her?
Yes.
Uh-huh. Did you take care of her?
No, I lived far away. My sister did.
Yeah, because she's talking about, and where's the L name around your mother? And it could be E-L or L, like Elaine, Ellen, or it could be Linda Lorraine. Yeah, go ahead.
Her middle initial, her maiden name started with an L, her last name, and she used it as a middle initial.
Okay, yeah, I do that too. Yeah, so that's her way of identifying herself. Do you have her glasses, her reading glasses?
No.
Who has her reading glasses?
I don't know. She passed 10 years ago. I have not spoken to my sister over the way she took care of my mother. So they would be in the house, I would assume.
Okay, because your mother's bringing them up, so there must be a story behind the glasses. But did you make it there to be with your mom before she passed?
Yes, yes.
You were there. Was she in a comatose state?
Yes.
And did you get there before she slipped under, or you got there after she had slipped under?
No. A month. She went in and out. I was there for the last month, and I prayed every day by her bed in the hospital.
Because what she's saying is that there was nothing left. I feel like when she finally slips in, into her final comatose state, that maybe you felt things weren't said between you, but she's saying everything was said. Like, in other words, she knew that she had expressed whatever you needed to be said between you. She had expressed that. Does that ring true?
Yes.
Is there a fight between you and your sister?
Yes.
Okay, that's what she's talking about. Did this fight start at when your mother was dying?
Yes.
Yeah, she kind of, is your sister difficult?
Yes.
Yeah, she's saying she won't
fraudulent.
change. Say it again, Sharon.
And she's doing fraudulent things with my mother before she died, and with a will and the property, all the stuff that upset my mother at the end. She wanted equal, and my sister took everything.
Yeah, I'm feeling like you're not going to get closure with your sister. Like, she is who she is, not going to change. But your mother doesn't want your sister's actions to color your life. Do you understand what I mean? She doesn't want what your sister did to make you hurt or angry. I think your sister did things without your mom's permission. I'm not feeling like your mother told her to do these things, or she couldn't even stop her when she started. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So she says, don't hold on to it. It's just stuff.
Yes.
And she loves you. It sounds trite, but she feels that you got the better deal than the sister. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Almost as though you're in a better position than she is?
Yeah.
She may have the material stuff that was your mom's, but your mom says you have the real stuff. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah.
Okay. And I think when she's saying you hold space for others, whether they hold space for you or not, she's talking directly about your sister.
I don't know. Could I ask about a cat? My mother was very much into cats.
Mm-hmm. And you had a cat that
cat. No, I have a cat that's missing, and I'm very worried about him.
Has he left before? Has he done this before?
No.
Do you live in a home or an apartment?
Apartments. He's missing from a motel. I was in the city where my mother passed, visiting other friends, not my sister, and he got out. And I want to make sure he will be found. He's listed on all the web pages, the towns and flyers and an organization.
Did he have like a balding spot on part of his head?
Not that I know of now, maybe after he was lost, you know.
I don't think he's going to come back.
Okay.
I don't think, because had you lived in a house, I would feel like he'd come back, but he's showing me an apartment and it's almost as though it's one of many doors and he left and he can't find his way back. This was not his regular home?
No. We were there for a week before. He had come back the night before when I left. He's around there, and I heard a meow, and there were other things around there and stuff. But some of the residents in the hotel heard him, and we have flyers up in the area.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to know. I believe he was found by somebody. I'm a bit psychic myself, but I wanted to make sure that somebody connects him with the cat on the flyer and that they will contact me. And my mother and I was trying to connect with her somehow in spirit because my mother took in all the stray cats and all the ferals, and I'm very, very worried.
What I did see was an older woman who takes in strays, and I feel like somebody is taking him. Somebody who takes in strays. So I don't know if I was getting your mom or somebody else, but I'm seeing like an older person who's feeding local strays.
Okay.
And I confusion around the cat. Like I feel confusion, like he doesn't know how to get back.
Mm-hmm. As long as she sees the flyers plastered all over the neighborhood, he's a famous cat, and the police know of him too. In this community that I was visiting, it's a very close-knit community, and there was like 3 web pages, and people stick together with their animals. And I don't know, if she's online, but she would also see a flyer driving in and out of all the streets and posters, and I just want to make sure that she'll contact me if, that she realizes. I've had a few leads already, but they weren't him.
Can I ask if there's a major highway or a big intersection in front of this hotel? Like, is there a very huge street?
A freeway, and on the other side there's a big street.
Yeah, like I feel like it's the cat's on the other side of the freeway, and is having difficulty getting home.
Okay.
You may get lucky. You may get lucky that someone's going to identify the cat and let you know. Does the cat have a collar with its name on it?
No, he took it off.
Oh, I don't know. I think he's just getting lost among the strays in the area. Do you understand what I mean?
Okay.
Do you want to pick another page with the cat? Do you want to pick another page with the cat?
Yes. Can you do 747?
Well, 740. It goes only up to 366.
Oh, I'm sorry. Can we make it 777? Oh no,
it only goes
that's
up.
my 347.
347. Okay, let's see what 347 has to say.
Okay.
347. I will balance my chakras so I'm running optimally. I think your mom wants you to concentrate on you, to relax, and if you balance your chakras, maybe you're going to be able to get a message. Do you understand?
Yes.
That this has you kind of disjointed because you're worried and you're scared. So try to balance your chakras and maybe you'll get a clear message.
Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, enlightening television. Welcome.
Time for Soto Tarot, exploring your intuition with Eric Soto. Live from SotoTarot.com.
Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio. Our websites, askoneradio.com or moonstruck.tv.
This is Soto Tarot
on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Welcome. Eric Soto with SotoTarot.com on the fabulous network, AskOneRadio.com. You can tell it's a 3-day weekend coming, or 4-day weekend. See, I don't even know what day it is, but it's Memorial for those of us in the United States here. You can tell I have my Memorial gear on for the States. So if you're in the States, it'll be awesome to celebrate with you. If you're not, then I'm glad that you're also supporting us as well. SotoTarot.com is the website. You'll only hear me say it a few times because that's not the reason I'm here. The reason I'm here is for you. The reason I'm here, the reason I do this on this network, I wanted to be on this fabulous Ask One Radio network. I wanted to be on Moonstruck TV. I saw what this network does and the group of people, the hosts that are on here, how we give back to the community. So I'm going to speak a little bit about that because I saw on, of course, instant whatever media I saw, I can't remember where, but a quote from Benjamin Franklin, which now I'm going to own because it's also a business model that works real well with what I'm going to speak about today. Tell me and I forget. So just remember that. Tell me. So you already forgot because I just told you. See, it works. You didn't remember what I said. I forgot what I said because it's a verbal voice and it just hangs out there. You might not be paying attention the first time, so I have to repeat it again. I have to say, tell me, and I forget. And then maybe you might remember, but you might not. So there's also a second part that says, teach me, and I may remember. So there's other sayings to that. If you show a man to fish, they'll eat forever. And if you just fish for him, he only eats for the day. It's very similar to that. If we're teaching, is what a lot of us hosts are doing here, is we're showing you that we all have these gifts. I love the frame gift. I'm afraid to even say that anymore because I'm the rebellious 53-year-old running around saying, you all have the same gifts that I do. You just have to, expand on them. We do. We are very much connected in so many crazy ways that we just don't realize it, and we do it daily. And it's not all the woo-woo that you think it has to be categorized in this little box that unless I see this epiphany and I see angels in the air, I'm not very spiritual or I'm not very psychic. That's hogwash. It's not true. I'll say the third part here that's it calls involve me and I learn. And that's what I'm trying to do here. And that's what I've done for 30 some odd years is to explain what we do. I talk about my cards. We all have different tools that we use, and it helps me get into a frame of mind, and there's symbolism there. But some people don't use those. Some people are driving to work and they're in a rush to get to work. So they go to their garage, they get into the garage, they're looking for their keys. They can't find their keys. Where are my car keys? Okay, what was I doing yesterday? Yesterday I was watching reruns of Friends. I know this is outdated and that dates me, but let's just say that. So I'm watching reruns of Friends, and I remember I came home, I stuck them in the little candy dish dish that I always do, and that's where I put my wallet, and I have my wallet. Where's my keys? So you're looking and looking. It's about 5 or 10 minutes in the dish where you thought you left them, and they are there the second, third, fourth, fifth time that you looked. There's a lot of things out there that we go through that we sometimes do to ourselves, that we're connected to source, we're connected to God, we're connected to our higher self. Call it what you wish. We are connected in so many ways. And the reason we're connected is that we can also, not that we're learning, but we're understanding why we're here. We're understanding maybe that was something to stop me from driving that day. And that was the psychic feel that I don't call it psychic. I was just blind and I was running and my eyes weren't open. So that's why I didn't see the keys that were sitting in the dish. Not true. I've looked many times, sometimes my wife involved as well. We've looked for things and we've been late to things. And then we've wondered afterward, I wonder if that accident that we see up there in the road, if we were going to be part of that. And luckily we were late and we weren't part of that. So I talked a little bit about the tell me and I forget. And if you teach me and I remember, or I may remember, but if you involve me, I'll learn. So this is my involvement. When I read with you, and this is why I do this, and I'll get to my guest here in a second, but it's to give you options that you already know. You're probably going to come to the table here. I see a name here from Texas in a second, and you're probably already going to ask something, and you have something in your heart, and you've already got something in the back of your mind that you really, really want to know about. And in your head, you've already got two positions. You got the devil on one side, you got the angel on the other side sometimes. And sometimes it's not even that. It's like, I don't really know where I really want to go, but you do. What you really want to hear is from a stranger or somebody maybe you trust. Maybe you've been watching me on the network and you understand, yeah, I trust the guy. I've seen him a few times. He sounds reasonable. He's not too woo-woo out there. He's got a family. He's got some things and bobs and stuff up there, but it's not too crazy. It's to hear that. It's to hear what you already know. So you're involved in your own life. You're in your own decisions. And you make those decisions with confidence when someone else says, yeah, I believe this is correct. You had that feeling. That's exactly where you should go. And that because it involves you and you feel like that's also the answer you were looking for, you will now act on it. And that's what that's all about. It's correcting yourself. It's about understanding you have a lot of these gifts and you have a lot of these knowledge, but you're, for whatever reason, the way you were raised or the way that you just dealt with school or friends or being picked on, you just don't have that confidence. So that is what a good reading should do. It should bring out that confidence in you to make those choices that you pretty much already know. And sometimes it feels like it's out of left field, but it's not. You knew about it, but we're helping you just like a teacher would to get involved in your own life so that maybe you might not, let's just be honest. Some people they're like, I just never really want to read for myself. I don't, and it's not even reading. I want to go with life and I just want people to help with me. And you probably have a lot of friends that way. And that's why you have a lot of friends in your life that will help guide you in the real form. But believe it or not, that's also a spiritual sense, having people in your life like that. I'll get off my soapbox. Shantae in Texarkana, Texas. How are you?
I'm great. How about you?
I'm doing very well. I'm happy to have you here. I've gotten off my soapbox and I am here for you. We can speak about anything you wish within reason, being a G-rated network here, but I'd like to help you. I can read for you cold or I can read something that you're asking. How would you like to do that?
Well, I would like to, of course, know about my love life and if I have any message from a recently passing friend or not.
Well, you're definitely looking. I'll tell you what this card is in case you're not familiar. King of Swords is being communicative, being out there like an antenna. It almost looks like an antenna. You're transmitting like this radio station is. You are Shantae K105 FM, and you are definitely looking. So I will tell you, yes. The issue is you also have the Seven of Swords, which is this dark figure. If I didn't tell you what this was, you'd say that looks like a weird mask and it looks like a weird face. And it is. It means that you're attracting some of those that are being deceptive. And unfortunately, it's not necessarily how you are. I feel that you're giving yourself out there. You're being who you are. But unfortunately, when we do that, we're also on, other people can hear those channels. And sometimes they're a little unsavory. And sometimes they have other options and other prerogatives that they want to maybe pursue that you're not involved in. And that's the cautionary tale here. What I will say here with the Hierophant is specifically about being you. What I don't like to see when I do this, we do it, when I go to work, I act a certain way. I try not to, but I have to be, I'm a boss and I have to be a boss type figure for certain people. Now, when I'm home and I'm with my wife, I have to be a little differently there. With my children, I have to be a little bit different there. In public, maybe a police officer, I have to act a little differently there as well. So it's not that I'm not being myself, It's the fact that we do have different masks, right? But this is the type of feeling like you're trying to be put into a cookie cutter. The Hierophant in mind, see that blue in the middle? Looks like a blue bat. There's a reason for it. There's a slather of yellow paint. And the Hierophant has to do with being in a group or like a church. You'll see a priest usually with keys, and there's a lot of different symbolism for that. But ultimately, it means being you amongst a group. You're always still Shantae. I'm going to be me. I'm going to tell you like it is. This is how I am. I have a soft side, but I might be a hard side, and I ain't changing for nobody. That's what I'd like to hear you to be when you're looking. What it sounds like is you might be molding yourself a little bit too open to just be open to anything. And that's what the problem is. You're going to be involving other people coming your way. Sound familiar?
Yes, definitely.
You are a strong individual. A king doesn't mean man. It just means you're at the highest level of communication. You have a lot to give. There is something there that if you just showed people who you are and don't change it, don't cookie cut yourself into, well, I can be, a vanilla cookie for you and a chocolate cookie for you, and I can be that. No, you are you. And if they see that, you're going to get the right attraction. You're going to write likes, and you're going to attract the correct mate or friend or whoever you're looking for. And that's what's coming through here. Don't try to change yourself. Stay that blue. No matter how I turn this, I can see that blue in that mist of the yellow. You are still you, even though you're in the dating atmosphere or you're looking elsewhere. There is always somebody for somebody. You'd be very surprised thinking, well, they're going to want this type of person. No, you'd be surprised that there are people specifically looking for exactly who you are. You just have to be out there. And that is also cautionary. If you're not doing this 100%, start being you on ads, on church, on local neighborhoods. This is who I am. I'm not changing for anyone. And if you like what you see, let's talk. If you don't, the kids say, get a walking, get to stepping, something of that sort.
Okay, so if I'm currently in a relationship, how would you perceive that then?
This is where I'm going to definitely see how I go in there. So this is the issue. If you're currently in a relationship, there is still that masked figure. There is still that secretiveness to whoever that mate is. Doesn't even matter if you're married. It doesn't even matter necessarily that I'm telling that you to leave the person. I'm saying there is a secretiveness to that person, how you're transmitting you. I'm wide open. I am the antenna. I am Shantae FM 100. This is me. And they're like, so am I. And they've got secret radio stations going off on the other end. Follow me? You need to make sure they're very open, just like you are perceiving that you would expect that person to be. So nothing's changed. It just gives me more colorized to the situation. Okay. Not saying leave the person. Everybody has their secrets. What I'm telling you is you may want to start finding out what those secrets are. You may want to have those talks. You may want to find out who you're transmitting to and why are you transmitting? And is it me? Maybe it's me. Maybe there's something there that you're not finding. Maybe there's something that it's honestly something we can talk about, but I don't feel that. I feel you being open. I feel the others or the ones that are being attracted to you a little bit unsavory. So hopefully that answers your question.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much.
Is this something I don't want to know details. Is this something you already had a feeling for?
Yes. I'm just kind of confused on our relationship. 1 minute is good, next minute out of nowhere it's bad. So I was really confused on it. But that definitely resonates, the whole thing.
Well, here's an ad I'll add to the card because we have time. So the 10 of Wands, if you can tell that person's face, looks very stressed. It's because they have a yoke on their back, like they call this the ox card, or there's stress on their head and neck, literally, like the weight of the world is on your shoulders. That's not how a relationship should be. It should be, we carry each other. You help me with this, I help you with that. We become this entity in itself as a group, but instead there feels like someone is pulling their weight and the other isn't. And unfortunately, someone is pulling double the weight and the other isn't. Go back to what I said before. That's because there isn't honesty 100% there. What that is, I don't know, and I'm not going to dig into that, and nor should I. That's for you to already know. And if you've already got a gut feeling, I saw that on the phone. What was that weird call I had that person had a while ago that I never got to see that message? Why were they out late at night? You already know. You already know. I don't have to say that part. And this is the part we were talking about. I can tell you, and you're going to say, okay, we're going to turn this off, and you're going to forget. I can teach you how to look into these things, and you may or may not do something. But if I involve you in this, like I'm telling you, think about those feelings of, remember I told you about losing the keys, and then for some reason, you already have that power to know. You already know in your heart. Why are we arguing? Why are we having this? Why do I feel stressed? That's not how I see this. This is not how our friends are. This is not how my parents might have been. This is not how I want it to be. If you start asking the questions why, now you're getting into where we need to be each other. I need to be me. You need to be you. We need to be cohesive. You're still the yellow. I'm still the blue. Yet together we make something. That's going to get you on the right path to find the answer.
Okay. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome. I don't have necessarily, I don't feel all the time presence of family, but the feeling that I had on here was immediately to tell you when this came out and I saw this is not always this card for me. Sometimes this is people stealing from you and such. And sometimes it's just the mask we wear, like I was explaining. That's not the feeling I'm having. The feeling I'm definitely being pushed forward is to tell you the truth. You already know. Add up 1 and 1 is equaling 3. Why? Where's the other 1? 1 and 1 should equal 2. Why am I adding 3 here? Where's the other piece of the puzzle? You already know. So that'll at least get you onto the path of finding out.
Okay. Well, thank you.
You have a great
Thank you
Memorial
so much.
weekend. I hope everything is fine. Take it as this. We call this in the business world a seek to understand talk. Seek to understand.
Right.
No judgment. Not you heard me. I said it many times. Even if you're married to this person 50 years, it's not the point. It's seek to understand. Why is this happening? You might be surprised at the answer, right? You're trying to just find out an answer, and it might actually be the opposite effect and actually cement you better. It might galvanize your relationship better.
Right. Okay. Thank you so much.
You take care.
You too. Bye.
Bria, Erie, Pennsylvania. Did I say it correct? Bria?
Yes.
Awesome. I love when I say that. I like new names too. So nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
I get lucky with Pennsylvania all the time, for some reason. So you've been watching, listening, correct?
Yeah. Yes. I'm looking for like a reading. My dad died back in December, and I just wanted to kind of contact him, make sure he's okay. I miss him every single day. And it's just, I also had a question for him that I'm hoping he can answer if I should be going to visit my grandmother on his side of the family or not. Because I kind of have feelings
already getting
about
tingles. I'll already give you tingles here, and I'm going to show you that I have cards up ahead. And I'll explain what this is, because that was the feeling that I'm going to double down and explain that as well. The devil card here reversed has to do with owning up and being, it's not being in chains like you think the devil card is. It's more about being released and being the bigger person. And I think you're saying, should I go, did you say go visit your grandmother or go visit, who was
my
that to visit?
paternal grandmother basically had him in her apartment, and he died there, and it was like a hoarder's home basically kind of thing. And my grandfather and my uncle didn't care for him and stuff, and her and I have some conflict.
Yeah, this is why this is going to feel weird. So I'm going to tell you, and then we're going to talk together, right, for the remaining little bit of here time that we have. When we do the devil card, it means there's just a big crown. Think of this as the crown. If I took that away, it looks like a tiara. It means taking charge in your life. Sometimes you can decide, well, I can hold a grudge until you just pass away. Or I can talk to you. or I can yell at you, or I can argue. There's many, many choices you have. But when you put the tiara on, you are controlling the situation. And when you control the situation, not only are you from a point of love, which is the highest vibration you can possibly have in love, the situation here of the communication, this is the bullseye in the back with, it looks like a dart or arrow, if I go this way, going into a bullseye, and it looks like a starfish or an angelfish with all the spikes. Being reversed means it's not hitting the bullseye. I mean, there's no communication. That's why I knew already that this, when you said, should I speak to him? I'm like, oh yeah. Oh yeah. Why? I don't know why. I just know the feeling here is it'll be for you. It'll be for you to understand. And that's when the Empress card comes in. This is a very soft, passive card. This is a very loving card. This is the part where if the Emperor was about rules, you need to be home at 9 o'clock. You need to go to work at 5 o'clock. You need to pay your bills on time and do your taxes on the 16th of April. That's the Emperor. The Empress is, hey, you need to enjoy yourself. Hey, you need to love more. Hey, you need to make sure that it's more generalized, it's more open, more free, no real boundaries there. Like there's not any straight real lines in this card. It's a very open, almost like a womb of a mother or of a woman, and that's the reason for it. That represents her even more so, that it's because it's a woman's card or it's a female card.
Yeah,
I'm not saying.
I also wanted to know. Yes. I also wanted to know if my dad is okay where he's at.
Well, I can tell you this. I just picked up the card. Let me show you. If I tell you, we talked about this, you're not going to understand. This is the Three of Cups.
Right.
Three of Cups in the upside down position in my card. Three of Cups means friendships or family or three ladies dancing, three people holding hands and spinning on an autumn leaf ground, just like doing a ring around the rosy type thing. But it's reversed. And when it's reversed on this side, this is my spiritual card. If I showed you, this is one of my favorite cards that I have. It means connecting to the spiritual side. It means that person is still with you. And I already know this, but telling you this, I have to show you that it came up randomly. On this side, here's you. In the middle is your love that keeps everyone together. When they pass, they're still here. I know this because my mother passed when I was 17 and she was 38 from cancer. I still don't necessarily hear her, but she taps me on the shoulder. She's there.
Yeah, I know that. I get signs all the time from my dad, so I know
that's exactly right. Right. That's exactly what this card means. It means I'm faded a little bit, right? I'm not fully like you both are, or you and your life. I'm not all in it, but I'm there. I'm still holding your hand. I'm still available. I'm that close. So now knowing that, let's go back to why. Sometimes you may even do this and make amends, and you might be rejected horribly. But I believe he believes for you to go there and make amends, it's not to make him happy. He's happy already. I guarantee you, whether you do it or not, it's not for him. He's made amends. He understands. It's for you who is in the living to understand, while you still can have time to make those connections. You could only do yourself a favor as much as reaching out and saying, hey, I'm putting my hand out this far. All you have to do is touch it. Let's make up. They may slap it. They may deny it. They may walk away from it, but you've done your part. And you can go to bed at night knowing, Dad, I tried. I did everything possible I could. I was still rejected. Maybe I'll try again later. I can't right now, but I'm really trying. That sending out that message and that love to her, believe it or not, will still help. And it will ultimately help you understand of where that is. Maybe it's not me. Maybe it wasn't me. I'm realizing it is her. Here I am coming, and even if you said, it's completely my fault, I'm completely sorry. I didn't mean to do this. And it doesn't mean it's true, but you tell them that to make amends and they still reject you. You're still reaching out with love, that highest vibration, and saying, just like I know my dad's still here, I want to do it for him, but I also want to do it for me. I want to make this connection while I'm still here, to try to hope with 1% chance that we can at least make amends and have a little bit more time together. Maybe it might not be long, but at least it'll be something. And we might be able to build something while you're still here and I'm still here in this world. It's not an easy thing to do, but it's something that if you're asking Dad, if anything should I do, he's telling you, put the tiara on or the big girl pants, right? The communication that's there, it's going to stay dead, but I don't want it to. I want you to be there. Just like I'm still there, I want you to come into to her life, just like I'm still in yours. And there's still a chance to maybe bring her out of whatever's going on. If it does, it does. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But you'll look back on it, and she may or may not look at it after life that she's not here and go, wow, she did care. She came to me. I just didn't see it at that time.
Right.
Does it sound familiar? Does it got to have a ring of clarity? It's not. I didn't say it's going to be easy.
Yeah.
But it's if you're looking for something, the why is, hey, I'm still here with you. She will eventually understand this. She may not understand it now, but the fact that you do it now, you'll understand it now while you're here. And you'll be able to take that and still build on that love here. She may react to it, and she may also have that little time of love with you. But if she doesn't, afterward, when she is on the other side, she will accept that and appreciate what you tried to do. And it'll be her lesson that she'll understand. So think of it that way. If you think long-term is, I may not change you today, but I'm going to show you this. So when you go back in your life and you're seeing this, you're going to realize I really did care. I did want to make amends. I didn't want to have this fight. I don't need this. There's enough in the world to be angry at, and there's enough in the world to be heartbroken for. Why do I have to add this to my plate? Let's fix this while we have a moment still here to do so.
Right.
I don't envy you. I've had to eat crow with my family too sometimes. It's a hard thing to do.
Right.
And sometimes you don't see it. I'll tell you what. I'm getting it chilled too. I'll tell you what. My father, who the little minute I have here, I think I do. I didn't even see him take me how many minutes I have here. He's thinking I'm a professional. He hasn't updated me. That's my producer just teasing. My dad passed. I haven't talked to him for many, 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 many years. He was my adopted father, and I had issues with him. And unfortunately, he passed, and I found out he passed. I went to a medium recently, and he came through. And the first thing that he said was, I am so sorry that I put your mother through what I put her through. Because I found out my mother, right before she passed, she went to my grandmother and was going to have a divorce. And I didn't know about this until after. I had no idea that they were going to divorce. So he came out and said, I put her through hell. I am so sorry. And the feeling that came through there, I now completely accept that. And I'm so happy that it came through that way, because now I feel at peace that it's a little late, but at least we've got connection again.
Yeah. I'm still going to have conflict with my grandfather and my uncle because they basically left him to die in that. And from what I've heard from another medium, he was not comfortable when he went. So
it's probably on his mind,
it's rough.
right? It's not for him.
Yeah.
He's made amends. Do it. He sees there's going to be value for you to do it. That's what he's trying to come through and tell you. There's value still for you to do, Bria, to go into that house and address this. How it comes out, you can't control, but at least you're doing your part in love.
Right.
I wish you well, and I hope it goes well. I mean, whatever you got to do to prepare for it, it's not an easy thing, but I do wish you well that it goes through.
Thank you so much for everything.
You're very welcome. And that's my time. You can reach me here at sototero.com and Facebook. I love friends on Facebook. Find me, Sototero6. Sototero6, find me on Facebook. Look through the whole thing and talk to me. It's an awesome thing. I appreciate you all, and you have a great Memorial weekend. See you soon.
Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, Enlightening Television. Welcome.
Time for Understanding Spirit with Mary Shapano. Mary Shapano. Live from MaryVCircles.com.
Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio. Or one of our websites, askoneradio.com or moonstruck.tv.
This is Understanding Spirit
on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another week of Understanding Spirit. I hope you're all doing well and ready for the weekend. We will move along and we'll do the 3-card pull. Just take a moment to tune in to whether you feel drawn to number 1, 2, or 3. And just remember, take it as it resonates. It is for the collective, so every single thing might not apply to you, or it might apply to you down the track, okay? So just take it as it resonates, and just have a bit of fun with it. If you have been drawn to card 1, the card that I've pulled is Archangel Haniel, and it has joy, blessings, and intuition written on it. When I tune into this card, I just feel very drawn to tell you that this card is very much about trusting yourself, trusting your intuition. Even as you see on the card, it's got, this person is receiving, but they're, also releasing at the same time. So it's like really, finding freedom and inner peace in like trusting yourself. And I just feel like your challenges, are also going to be opportunities for growth for you. So if they come looking that way, just, understand there's something for you to learn there and to develop moving forward. Okay. If you've been drawn to the second card pull, I actually got 2 cards here. They both fell out and I got told to use all of them. And one is elements and the other one is confusion here. Now, elements has got nature, spirits, the floor elements, and confusion, many choices, and uncertainty. With this, I just feel that certainly like grounding. I just felt like needing to go, whether it's for a walk in nature, whether, like a forest or in a park or something like that, taking your shoes off and just reconnecting, with the earth and just releasing all the motion and commotion that's going on in your head. If there's overthinking, the overthinking is stopping you from seeing your path and how to go forward. And you don't need to control every outcome. Sometimes the wrong outcome can, it can be like spirit guiding us. It could feel wrong, but down the track, it's the best for you. Okay. And if you have been drawn to number 3, it's this one here, which has family tree on it. And down the bottom, it's got expansion and legacy. I feel now this sort of is coming to me in a little bit in 2 ways. So if you do come from a family where you do have, like traditions and you've been raised very much like your parents or grandparents, to just sort of keep moving in that strength, and applying it to your family and so forth. However, I also am getting it like if you haven't had that support, it's also time to start that with yourself. yourself, whether you have a family or not. It's now time where you can start that for yourself and start a more journey full of light and support and love for yourself, and then extending it to family as you go along. I'm also getting just like the moon has cycles and changes, so do our strengths and our weaknesses. You know, we're constantly evolving. So any weakness will eventually turn into a strength for us. Okay, well, good luck with all of that. I have Robin on the line. Hi, Robin, how are you?
Hello, I'm good.
That's good. How can I help you today?
Well, my mother-in-law turned me on to these readings, and I don't know. There's been a lot of turmoil and things in my job, and I was just hoping to see what you had to say.
Yeah. Okay. I do feel like this is potentially something that you need to look at walking away from. I am also sort of getting like, don't give up. I'm seeing you sort of like weighing. You've got to weigh these things up. All right, you've got to see whether it's the right thing for you. But I am seeing a lot of like new beginnings. I do see things coming like at work that they could have like come crashing down. They could have come unexpectedly. Like finding out things. It is time to move forward. Spirit are sort of motioning in front of me, you moving forward, and them like closing doors to the past. I am also getting you're not ready to do this just yet, but you have to, like, if you want to sort of end that, you have to kind of like think about where you're going to go and what you're going to do. I do see you achieving things and opportunities coming. I do see you being noticed and moving out of this sort of situation. And it could come a lot faster than you think as well. I'm getting, it's just about making decisions in a situation where you don't feel balanced and you don't feel ready to do anything about. But Spirit are like, no, there's new beginnings, new starts. So either you sort it out in your job or you move. All right. But that's where move on to something else. But that's where, like the balance is for you now. But, they are also saying to me for you to be positive and also to be compassionate to others and other people's situation. I do feel like you're quite loving and strong, and you are independent and caring, and you do know how to get what you want as well. But you can also see people for who they are too. But not everything has been revealed to you. I feel like there could be things around work that you don't know everything about. I'm also getting like a bit of anxiety, and it's almost like you got to like regain some composure, if you will, at work and kind of like find yourself again. Does that make sense for you?
It does, because everything like at work is back and forth, back and forth. I feel like I don't belong, and then I get just a taste of it's okay, and then I get treated badly, and then like no, it's okay. It is a lot about work. It is. I have a lot of anxiety on like should I leave here because it's inconsistent and I know who I am and I know who, the kind of person I am, or should I just walk away? But then I get these like intuitions of, no, stay. You need to be patient. You need to wait. It will all work out. And there's like a lot of unknowns at my job right now of things that could be changing. So that is directly like, it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, I feel like you need to, definitely spirit of like just weigh it up. It's try to resolve things as best you can, but I just see it going backwards and forwards. Like 1 minute you're happy, the next minute you're not. And when they're, and I want to say that when they're saying to you, everything is okay, and you feel like it's okay, I just feel like there's a lot of gaslighting there, where they're just telling you
It is, yes.
Yeah. And it's just a way of controlling you. It's also a way of keeping you there under, like for as long as they want, under the way they want you to be, under the way they want your job to be. But Spirit is saying to me, don't just up and leave with nowhere to go. Like have a look at your options, and like see if you can find something else in the meantime. And if you do, then leave, resign. Okay, so they're not saying just go and not have anywhere to go. All right. Are they going to here in Australia, some companies will what we call like packages and stuff like that, or redundance packages where they give out money for you to leave your job. Do you do that there? Is that?
Oh no, they don't. They're not going to do that there.
Yeah. Okay.
No.
Because
they're also not going to just get rid of me either. Like they're like, this isn't a situation where they'll just get rid of me. They can't, and they won't.
Yeah. Because I'm just seeing like more money coming to you. All right.
I just feel like I feel pushed out. Like they're waiting. Like they are doing this to me.
Yeah.
And waiting for me to go.
Yeah, that's true. That's exactly what's happening, and that's why they're gaslighting
and
you.
then me, the person I am, I'm like, no, I'm not letting someone just get rid of me like that. I'm not going to bow down.
Yeah,
you have to have a reason to get rid of me.
Yeah, and that's fine, and they can be that way from their end. But at the same time, a spirit like, well, do you want to stay somewhere where you're being treated like that? Do you want to stay somewhere where they're kind of pushing you to make that decision? It's the gaslighting so that you leave, so they can say, oh, we really wanted you to stay. All right. I see new beginnings for you. All right. I don't see things changing there, but I see a lot of good things coming for you, Robin, in the future. So have a look and see what's available for you and where you can go with all of this. Okay.
Mary, thank you so much. Thank you.
You're very welcome.
I appreciate you so much.
Thank you. Many blessings to you.
You too. Thanks. Bye.
Thank you, honey.
Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, enlightening television. Welcome.
Time for Love Life with Katana Star. Katana Star. Live from katanastar.au.
Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio. Or one of our websites, askoneradio.com or moonstruck.tv.
This is Love Life
on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Hey everyone, how are you going? Happy Friday for everyone in the Southern Hemisphere and happy Thursday evening for all of those in the North. How you all doing? Hope all's good. I'm not going to muck around waffling too much today. I'm going to jump straight into a collective message with the tarot and then I'll be taking a caller. So yeah, let's see what comes out today. Here we go. It's interesting, you know, most weeks, not always, but most of the time, the collective message I pull sometimes, you know, relates to the caller that I end up getting through. You know, and that's not surprising, but we'll see if that's the same today. Here we go. And we got the wheel. Awesome. This is great. The wheel is all about fate rolling in your favor, especially when it's upright. It means sometimes external circumstances are happening beyond our control. It normally means that the universe is bringing things into play that you may have been manifesting for a while or that you may have been wanting for a while. But it's actually quite a circumstantial card that in when things happen and you sometimes wonder, oh, was this meant to be? The answer is yes when this card comes out, all right? So it can be good luck. It can be a windfall when it comes to, you know, if you've been struggling financially, things can start to look up. A doorway might open for you that might not have been there before if it's been one closed. The wheel's always about abundance in a positive way, you know? So, I mean, when it's upside down, sometimes it can just literally mean a dose of bad luck, you know, but it's not at the moment. It's about embracing chance. It's also about you know, finding that balance between taking control of your own manifestations as opposed to external influences as well. So yeah, it's a really good card, and we'll see what comes out next to it because I'm interested. Oh, look, we've got the Page of Cups. The Page of Cups for me always represents dreaming big from that inner child kind of hope and optimism that we all have when we're young, or most of us have anyway. and you know, it's thinking big about things often with emotional significance. It can be to do with relationships. It can be to do with self-love. It can be just to do with anything really with emotional significance. And the Page of Cups, it can represent a younger person in your life. So with these two combined, if you've got a younger teenager or a child even, they, you know, fate's rolling along in their favour at the moment. There could be a bit of a windfall happening there where something might, a doorway might open for them to be able to pursue their passions and ideals and things like that. You can see in the card, he's sort of dreaming about pigs might fly, you know, and with the wheel here, that's a great sign. Hi, so I've got Brittany, is that how I pronounce your name, in West Virginia on the phone?
Yes.
G'day, Brittany, how are you?
Good.
Can you hear me okay? Because you sound like you've got a bit of a lag where I am.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Ah, fantastic. What can I do for you this evening, Brittany?
I was just wanting to see if you can maybe contact my mom.
Mum? So Mum's crossed over, has she?
Yes, last year.
Yeah. Last year. Okay. I'll do my best to try. I use the tarot as tools. First of all, I'm sorry for your loss, Brittany, and I feel that when we lose a parent, it can just be the grief can be so raw and difficult, and often I often sort of say to people to allow a few months for that grief to sort of settle before even attempting to try and make a connection with mediumship. But the reason why is because sometimes it can be a little bit stagnant. It's a little bit like tuning into, a radio station for that matter. If you can get a clear channel, then messages tend to flow a lot smoother. And sometimes when they're so clouded by grief and that fresh kind of emotion, it can make it really quite fuzzy. But I'll do my best. I'll just focus for the moment, Brittany, and see what comes through for you. If it's not Mum, that might be another spirit, but we'll see what energy I'm picking up on. Often it's always a loved one, someone that you were close with, or one of your guides. Even often guides can come through during readings. Let's see. Here we go. I've got the Two of Swords, and I've got the Knight of Pentacles, and I've got the Devil here. Okay. So the messages I'm receiving at the moment is that there's an acknowledgement that you may be at a dilemma, Brittany. And look, I'm not really picking up on spirit energy at the moment, to be honest, but I'll tell you if that changes. I'll just ride with the energy I'm getting with the tarot, and we'll see how we go. So you may be at a crossroads with something, and with the Knight of Pentacles and the Devil being here, okay, this can mean one of two things. You might have some decisions around health-related things or money-related things, okay, or it could be Capricorn energy. If you're a Capricorn, are you a Capricorn?
No.
No, that's okay. The Knight of Pentacles and the Devil is earth elements, okay? So that could be Capricorn energy. Otherwise, I'm actually kind of picking up here, Brittany, that you might have some decisions to make around either finances or health-related things, okay? That may, with the Devil being here, it could be a situation where it might be tempting you, or and it can be quite challenging if you're to resist even. All right. So those energies are your biggest energies at the moment. Okay. And with the Two of Crossroads being here, the Two of Swords being here, it means being in an impasse with something. So, so that could be to do with people in your life. Even they might be struggling with things like toxic behaviors, like, gambling, if it's money, or drug or alcohol addiction, things like that. Now, you don't need to confirm, because I'm aware that these are public readings, and it's personal, but that is the energy around you at the moment, okay, mainly. Now, let's see if I can tap into Mum a little bit here. I can unpack that a little bit more for you. Which way would you sort of like me to go with this, Brittany? I can either really unpack that reading some more for you and offer you some guidance, or I can really try and focus and see if I can contact Mum. What would you like? Mum?
What did you say?
Would you like me to sort of focus more on where the tarot's sort of leading me, or would you rather me really try and connect with Mum at the moment? Because we've only got a couple of minutes, so would you prefer I try and make a connection
with Mom if you can?
Yeah. All right, let's see. I might use my angel cards for this one, because I didn't feel Mum, to be honest, Brittany. I can't always guarantee if I'm going to connect with somebody. It's not to say that she's not there with you. Just for whatever reason, sometimes spirits don't come through, okay? And it's not because they don't want to talk to you. I can tell you now, I try to contact my dad sometimes, and he's off somewhere else, They sort of come at a point in your life when you sort of need to hear from them most, but it's not often expected, to be honest. Here we go. Six of Gabriel. There's recognition for something here. Let's see. There's recognition for all your achievements. The King of Ariel. So, again, I'm coming back to Pentacles here. I'm actually not making a connection. I'm sorry, Brittany. I've got to be honest with you. I don't think Mum's sort of at the moment, she's off doing something bizarre and amazing on the other side. But what I am getting is really strong energy to do. No, seriously. I mean, I can't control it, unfortunately, but I'm not making a connection. I'm sorry. But what I am getting is really strong energy with Pentacles here. Like before, the Knight of Pentacles come out. You've got the King of Pentacles in the Angel deck as well. There's achievement, recognition, success. I see achievement and success when it comes to finances. Okay, that's the main messages with the tarot that I'm getting here. And with the Seven of Pentacles as well, it's about taking time and having patience for anything that you might have financial planned at the moment or career, seeds have been planted and things are really growing. Okay. Really strong energy coming through with this. So do you have some things going on with your career or finances at the moment significant there, Brittany?
Yeah, kind of.
Sort of, kind of. Okay. Well, that's your strongest energy, to be honest, and there's a new opportunity for you. Okay, so you could be getting some money coming in, or you could be getting an offer to do with a new job or a payment or something like that. Okay, because that's a new opportunity, and it will be successful. And it will really help you strengthen your foundations around the home. Okay, there's the four of staves, or the four of Gabriel, and that's about deepening commitments. It's about have you had thoughts of getting married or solidifying a relationship?
No.
It says here there's time for a celebration. Okay, abundant rewards for hard work, releasing yourself from burdens of the past. Okay, so there's that sort of energy around you as well. Again, it's coming back. A lot of it's coming back to stability and health related and money related things. Okay. I've only got a couple of minutes left. I've got the.
That's okay. I got to go anyway.
All right. Well, I'm sorry I couldn't make a connection with Mum, but yeah, the tarot sort of came through quite strongly there with things to do with finances and health related things as well. And just being mindful of temptation, because with the devil here, that can be kind of a toxic energy luring you into something that you may not, that may not benefit you in the long run. Okay. So thank you, Brittany.
Thank you.
No worries at all. And, that's just the way the ball rolls, unfortunately, sometimes, guys. Sometimes we can make connections, sometimes not. That's okay. It's all part of it. It's about being real with it and authentic, and also just trusting as well that, for whatever reason, if a spirit doesn't choose to come through, it doesn't mean they don't care about you or they don't love you or they don't want to be there for you. It just means that wherever they're at, because time's not linear on the other side, they're just not coming through with that connection. And lots of influences can be, like I said, it can be due to grief clouding the situation. It can also just literally be that that maybe you're just not meant to hear something yet, all right? Or maybe you're meant to wait until that moment where they do show you a sign, where it's going to be more applicable to your situation. Okay, for example, a song might come on the radio. You might see a feather, you might see a coin, you might just feel them in general. You might have dreams, things like that. Okay, so keep your eyes open for the signs. And in the meantime, I hope that everyone has a beautiful weekend. Take care, and I will see you same time next week. Thank you.
To A1R Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, enlightening television. Welcome.
Time for Mystic B Spiritual Insights, hosted by Anna Marie. Live from mystic-b.com.
Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio. One of our websites, askoneradio.com or moonstruck.tv.
This is Mystic B Spiritual Insight
on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Welcome to Mystic B Spiritual Insights. My name is Anna Marie. I am your host, and in this episode, I hope I'm also a bit of your guide, maybe a messenger, and that we can just journey through our time together in positive and really connected ways. If you are joining us for the first time, I just want to say welcome. I hope that you find this time meaningful, and if for some reason you don't happen to get a reading on this call, please don't be discouraged. Just be open-minded, listen to the messages that we're sharing in our time together, and you never know, there might be something insightful in just the conversation and insights that we're sharing with upcoming callers. Before we go down that road, I wanted to just acknowledge this season of mothering energy that we're moving into. Just share a little bit of thought and really the concept of mothering or motherhood. This really isn't an idea of motherhood, but it's really the essence of nurturing and protecting, providing someone or something with unconditional love. And it shows up in lots of different ways. It's not about gender. It's really about the divine feminine. So it's not tied to biology either, but this is really just an energetic force, and it works through people, in spirit and nature, and even through ourselves. So just keep in mind as we talk about things like Mother's Day and we're acknowledging certain people, just know that mothering energy is really what reaches out to you when you're hurting and nurturing you. It's the stranger that may acknowledge you or smile at you when you're having a really hard day. It could be that mentor, that teacher that believed in you when you didn't believe in yourself. So just know that the mothering energy, right, whether it's Mother Earth, this divine nurturing energy, will keep showing up in your life. Just be open to it, embrace it. You may see it in a feather, in the smell of roses. You might see a hummingbird just hovering around you, perhaps a dragonfly. That's one of my favorites. But I just hope as we move into this season and this upcoming weekend, just open your mind to the concept of just mothering energy in all of its forms. And I hope you find it and it finds you. I also want to just acknowledge there is a special soul that has a birthday today. His name is Jordan, which also happens to be the name of my son. Now, I never actually met Jordan in this lifetime, but I've come to know him through the spirit realm after connecting with his mother. And since then, it's been a few years now, Jordan has come through 4 or 5 times in a number of occasions in a variety of ways. But I just want to acknowledge his energy. He is just this vibrant spirit, has all this enthusiasm. He is one of those spirits that loves to show up and connect with me, incessant chatter. And so I just want to say to Jordan, thank you for showing up today, for sharing your birthday with me. You may not be here in physical form, but your spirit is so vibrant and so alive. And thank you to your mom for sharing your wonderful spirit with me. This episode is for you, Jordan. So happy birthday. Now I just ask that we just kind of come together with some love, divine energy, open minds, some grace, and let's see if we can work together to unveil some insights, not only for callers on the show, but for everyone that might be tuning in, either live or on replay or via podcast. And remember, if you don't happen to get a reading, just don't be discouraged. You can connect with me one-on-one on Facebook, my Mystic Bee page. You can connect with one of the other psychics in the network. And again, there may be some messages hidden in with some of the other callers today. So let's go ahead and see if we can connect with Mandy. I believe we have Mandy in Townsville, Queen Island, Australia. Queenland, yes?
Hello, how are you?
Hi, Mandy. I am doing well. It's nice to hear from you. How are you doing?
I'm very well, thank you.
Great. I'd like to ask Mandy if you are interested in a general reading, or is there a specific topic that you would like to try to cover?
Oh, look, general. We'll go
Just
general.
general? Okay. I will say, just kind of off the cuff, Mandy, I feel like you're an artist of some sort. I'm not sure. Are you an artist?
I do enjoy, I've been doing a lot of art lately.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just getting the art, and I feel like there's different mediums. I feel like you have some innate talent for a performing art, but I'm feeling tangible drawings, paintings kind of around you right now. So I'm just saying that's coming through. So that's coming through really well. So just know this, even just your energy coming across, I think the art is really doing you a lot of good. So I don't know if you've thought about it being really cathartic or a form of therapy for you, but I feel like you've gone.
It's my therapy.
Okay. Because I feel like you've gone through some real struggles, and I feel like you're on the other side of those, but this art is really, really good for you. I just feel, just keep that going. It feels like it's really important, just for your growth, your development, your mental, emotional, and spiritual well-being. So I love that you're doing that. Now I have to admit, I don't know. I feel like you have children, but I feel like you have grown children. But I don't know if you have like someone else's child that you sort of are a role model for, or you sort of help nurture and raise. Do you have a youth in your life or in your immediate?
I have a daughter. She's 14, but she isn't living with me at the moment.
Okay. And that might be some of the energy that I'm feeling like. I feel like children, but they don't feel like they're in the home, which is I'm maybe interpreting it at them older than they are. So the reason why I'm bringing that up is that I feel like that is a big concern for you. And it's not my business why she's in your home or outside of the home, but I feel like there are some financial concerns or trying to get caught up on just some life events and put yourself in a stronger, more stable position. Does this make sense for you?
Oh, kind of.
Okay. So
it was not my. Yeah, go ahead.
No, it's all right. I was just going to say the energy that I'm getting is that you are managing a number of things in your life. And even if she wanted to live with you, you are trying to focus on, or it feels like you're trying to focus on more fundamental, creating more stable things in your environment. Does this make sense?
Yes, spot on.
Okay. I also feel like you are waiting to get some information that has to do with something financial. So I don't know if you are exploring a new professional prospect and you're waiting for that answer that opens the financial doorway, or if it's something more specific, like it doesn't feel like a loan. It just feels like you're waiting for information that connects to money and opportunity. Does this make sense for you?
Yep, spot on.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm about to start a new job next week.
Okay, because it feels like there's some other details you're waiting for. And I have, I sort of have different symbols for what comes verbally and what comes in writing, but it feels like you're waiting for something in writing. I also feel like, whether it's specifically for the new job or if it's something else that you started pursuing to get the job, but I feel like you are in, or you're going to be in sort of an apprentice role. So not just learning as a new employee, but I feel like you're actually learning something new, or you've been learning something new. And it's not the art, right? It's something more trade, professionally.
Correct.
Okay. So I feel that, and I actually feel like that additional education you're getting is going to take you very far with your employment. So not only do you have this employment coming, right? You're getting this information and you have that great doorway, but I feel like this additional knowledge is really going to open up just future opportunities for you.
more opportunities. Yeah.
Great. And I feel like you're excited about it. I feel like it's something that you weren't expecting to be interested in, but now you're really curious and you want to figure it all out. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah, you're
Okay.
so onto it. Yeah, that's perfectly. Yep.
So I also don't know if so it feels father energy to me, but it feels like your father energy. And so I feel a little bit of distance. I don't feel like it's husband or ex-husband or partner energy. It feels more senior to you. So if it's not your immediate father, it's like a father figure to you. But I feel like there's some sort of distance, or there needs to be a conversation or some communication that just hasn't been happening. Do you have a father figure that you've not been communicating well with lately?
Oh my God. So my dad's just flown over to Italy for a holiday. And in the last day, he's been trying to get in touch with me on the phone, but every time he calls, I'm working.
Okay. Because I feel like there's something with dad and not communicating with dad. So I'm just going to say, pick up the phone. And even if you say, I have to call you back,
Right,
I think
I'm going to do that.
Yeah, I feel like there's some worry or there's some stress there. So acknowledge dad, at least let him know that you're alive and well. I think that would be in his best interest. But good for him for taking on some vacation. I also feel like it's kind of interesting. I'm just going to expand a little bit more on the father energy. So your tone in talking about your father feels kind of lighthearted, but I actually feel like you have some underlying headaches with your father. And so I don't know if he's kind of inserting himself more than he should in your personal affairs, but just know he has your
he's not like that.
Okay, I was just going to say,
he's not like that. We have a really good relationship.
Yeah, and it feels that way. But what I was going to say, and maybe he hasn't done it yet, but I'm just going to say, just know, he has your best interest at heart. So appreciate him, and all that he offers you. I can feel with your laughter and him trying to reach you, right, that it's positive energy. But my hope is, Mandy, that you have a beautiful start to your new job, that you keep fostering these loving relationships with your family members, and that you feel encouraged just about all the things that you're working on right now. And your daughter, don't worry about your daughter. Your she's fine. She's going to be fine. You're going to be fine. But just focus on these fundamental pieces that you're putting together. And I think you'll be surprised at how everything else starts falling into place.
Yeah, exactly. I've been told that by more than one person.
Oh, good. So is that helpful for you? Excuse me.
Oh, that was amazing. Thank you so much. And it's funny when you do get a reading, it's almost like I already knew this. It just needed confirming.
Yep. No, that's it. Most of it, our intuition's already kind of revealed to us, but you just need some validation or affirmation. So congratulations on the new job. I wish you the best. And we hope you tune in again soon.
I will. Now, do you have 1 minute? Do you have any? Are you able to pick up any spiritual energy around me at all? Or
are you talking about people that have passed over?
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah. I would have to try to focus on it. I'm not immediately getting anything straight away, but just you prompting. Yep. I feel female energy. It doesn't feel like a mother though. So even if your mother passed, this sort of the energy feels more like a grandmother that may have participated in raising you. But I would just say this: don't take that as any discouragement. I think for me that means that there's other priorities right in your life right now for you to focus on, and they're at peace. But just know this: you are always connected with them. Have conversations with them as you carry on through your day. Ask them for signs, and they'll communicate their messages to you directly.
Oh, you've been wonderful. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mandy. Congrats again, and thanks for tuning in.
Thanks again.
All right, take care. So let's see if we can get connected now with Colleen, calling from Oshkosh, Wisconsin, which we all love Oshkosh. Colleen, are you with us?
Hi, Anne Marie.
Can I say Oshkosh Begosh and get away with it?
Yeah, I'm not originally from here myself, so it's like
that's okay.
I don't even know where the Begosh is.
I know. I just know as a mom, it was always the little overalls, right, with the Oshkosh Begosh.
Yeah.
That's funny. Well, Colleen, I would love to support you in some way during this show. Would you like a general reading, or would you like to cover like a specific topic?
Well, general runs into everything, right? So.
Yeah, I mean, whatever shows up, shows up in the brief moments we have. So we'll go general. Okay. So I'm just going to say, for some odd reason, I'm wanting to just talk about my immediate impressions. I don't know if you have new love or renewed love, but I feel like a union or a partnership, some romantic connection has just got like a shot in the arm. Does that make sense for you?
I have not met anyone.
Okay, nope, that's okay.
I would love to.
Well, I was going to say, my first impression is it feels new love is the first energy that I'm getting with you. It's new union, new love. It just feels like ignited. So that could be just an initial spark, like a recent introduction. So just know this, the energy that I immediately am getting for you is romantic and union related. So if you haven't officially met a potential romantic mate, don't overlook recent introductions, okay? Because I'm definitely getting the energy. So if you want it, that's great. But I'm getting that for you. So maybe we can drill in on that a little bit. I also feel financial opportunities coming your way. So I don't know if you've been seeking new sources of income, but I feel like financial opportunities coming in, but it doesn't feel like necessarily a job change. It feels like something different. Have you been pursuing additional income sources or channels?
I've just been looking, see what's out there, kind of thing.
Okay. So I feel like you're going to, if you're putting the energy out there to manifest a new profession or something like that, I'm going to say, if you're happy where you are, don't overlook the prospect of literally asking for a raise or advocating for yourself to get a promotion.
I just got a raise.
Okay. Then maybe that's what I feel like I'm getting. But I feel the new money, but I don't feel the job change. So the raise makes sense. But if you feel dissatisfied with the raise, if you're still looking after the raise, don't be afraid to go back and try to negotiate something more. And it doesn't necessarily have to be, just the dollars. It could be more time off. It could be them paying for more education or special training or opening up for you to do a special program or project. But I feel more money coming towards you in addition to this romantic ignition or prospect energy that I'm getting. I also don't know if you have recently had or if you are thinking about someone in your past kind of coming back around, but I feel the energy of you trying to understand a past relationship or missing or wanting some resolution or reconnection with a past relationship. So in your snooping around and seeing what's out there, are you poking and prodding old loves?
There's one person that keeps in touch with me since I've been moved away 3 years ago. We always keep in touch like he's my best friend.
Okay, but you haven't seen him.
No.
Okay, so if he's the energy that I'm getting, I just feel like there's someone in your past that you are thinking about, like resurrecting something with. So if he's your best friend, I feel heart energy. I feel like there's still a romantic connection with the two of you. It's not just that you're great friends. Am I wrong?
Yeah. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, there is. Yeah, I'm right. Okay. So don't overlook. So when I said I'm feeling a union, right, and I'm feeling that romantic energy, and then I'm also feeling energy about someone in your past that you're still fond of, right, feel connected to, just be open to the possibilities, because I think you both want the same thing. I think logistically maybe you're not there right now, but I think you're both interested in pursuing something again. Have you talked about it?
No.
Okay. So I'm just saying, so be open, right? Be open. Just don't put him in the friend zone if you don't want him in the friend zone, because I feel like just be yourself. I think he loves you for who you are. There's going to be no judgment. There's nothing for you to perfect, in reuniting with him or having a vacation or seeing him at an airport, passing cities. I don't know. But I feel like he feels financially secure to me. He feels like he has some stability. He feels like he would make you feel safe. So not just a good teammate, but he also feels, like he would be sort of that protector, sort of the guardian. I don't want to say white knight, but he's got a couple of those qualities. Does that make sense for you?
Yes, he does.
Yes.
Yes, he does. He's always looked out for me.
Yeah, he does. He feels like he's sort of your protector, but that he has that guardian energy. But I feel like he's also well established, and I know that's attractive to you, and I think he can offer things besides just being a great human. Just don't put him so in the friend zone that you hide your affection for him, because I think that he has the same affection for you. You guys, I think, are just playing coy. Do you?
Well, before I moved, I did tell him I loved him, and he told me he loved me, but I had to move.
There you go.
He
All
didn't want
right,
to
there we
commit.
go. Yeah, no, that's okay. All right. Well, I'm glad you guys got that on the table. Just make sure it hasn't died. Just because you don't live in the same area doesn't mean you can't find your way back to each other. I feel like it's a good possibility. It's not that teen love, but it's definitely a mature, genuine, authentic love that you have for one another. And I think it is beyond romantic, which is good. But I think you'd be surprised. I think the two of you could be really happy together. So on your journey, right, don't dismiss the idea of maybe being a snowbird or, thinking of some other maybe unconventional ways that the two of you can start to explore that a little bit further. I just think it's worth exploring. And so I don't want you to be shy about your feelings. Is he in finance, or is he some sort of, is he work in finance?
I'm not. Well, he runs an entire department at a warehouse.
Oh, okay.
So I guess somewhat he would be finance.
Well, we won't stretch it, but he feels very good with money. He feels like he has the means, the knowledge, that if for some reason there's reluctance on the two of you seeing each other, I think he would totally pay to come see you or pay for you to go see him. So I want you to just be open to that, because I think there's something coming up. And I don't know what your plans are this summer, but I could see you two reconnecting in person in the next 6 weeks.
Oh, wow. That'd be awesome.
So, yeah. So just just make it known, right, that he's not in the friend zone. Be your authentic self, and don't worry about having to be perfect or presenting yourself in a certain way, because that's not his nature. That's not who he is.
No.
Is he have children? I feel like he has children. Okay. I feel like he feels like he has children energy around him. So I don't know if he's uncle.
He does, because he's a advocate for foster children.
Perfect.
He goes to court for them.
He's a guardian ad litem. I am also a guardian ad litem, so I understand that. So yeah, so he has that child energy, and for some odd reason, I feel like it's the attachment to the child energy is the only reason why he wouldn't just pick up and move to be with you. It is just that. Does that make sense for you?
Yeah.
Yeah, it feels very important to him. But you know what? I think your paths are going to cross again. I just don't want you to be so shy about your feelings or thoughts, because I think you have the person in front of you that you are most interested in. And, you know, I think it's mutual. So you might not have been planning on talking about love stuff with me, but I feel it's like it's all reconnecting with your past and this romantic ignition that I'm feeling, which feels like it's been between the two of you. So I hope that's offered you some optimism, Colleen. I'm excited for you. I think you've got a winner, and I think you're a winner too. So I hope that's given you some encouragement as you come into the weekend. And don't be shy about checking back and letting me know if you've got your plane ticket. But I hope that provides you with some clarity or validation today.
Yes, that helped me a lot. Thank you so much.
Oh, good. Well, congratulations on just being optimistic, being clear about the kind of humans that you're most connected with. And I love the fact that you guys have stayed connected despite your move. So I wish you the best, but let us know how it goes. And please just tune in again next week and help cheer on some other folks that are looking for love.
Yeah, I wish everybody the best with that.
All right. Colleen, thank you very much. So thank all of you for tuning in again this week. And just remember, this mothering energy, whatever it looks like in your life, just know that you are worthy of being loved and nurtured. And if you didn't grow up with the kind of care that you really needed, maybe you've lost someone really important to you, just know that that energy is not gone. Divine energy is around you always. It moves through spirit and signs, and it's reflecting in nature every day. Please take care of yourselves. Share words of appreciation and encouragement for those that have nurtured and loved and protected you along the way. And we look forward to connecting with you again next week.
To A1R Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, enlightening television. Welcome.
Time for astrology and psychic readings with Lady D. Live from Lady D's PsychicParties.com.
Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio. Or one of our websites, askoneradio.com or moonstruck.tv.
This is astrology and psychic reading
on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to to Astrology and Psychic Readings with Lady D. I'm your host for this segment, Lady D. I hope you've all had an amazing week. So what we've got coming up in the astrology for this week ahead. So today on the 30th of May, we have the Sun, which is going to be conjuncting Mercury. So this is a big day for communication. This could be you feeling more talkative or more expressive. You might be more in your head more. It's like everything sort of towards communication is highlighted. And because we've got the Sun and we have Mercury in Gemini, it's going to be like a lot of things to do with communication going on. Like maybe there's a lot of thoughts going through your head. You're coming up with new ideas. You're coming up with different things in terms of networking, or maybe how to do your work better, how to sort things out. You might be hearing, there might be some community, you might be hearing something that's very important coming up for you today. So that energy will last even going into the weekend as well. So we do have that up for today. On the 2nd of June, we have Venus will be conjuncting Chiron. So that can be pain with either money, or it could be with relationships. So we may see a little bit of a downfall in like financial side of things, or there could be things going on with certain relationships in your life or around the world. We're looking at the world platform, things on like a knife edge a little bit here, or could be bringing up issues that you haven't dealt with as well. So then on the 5th, we've got Venus, which being sextile to Jupiter. So that is actually quite a positive aspect with that. So that's actually quite positive when it comes to relationships and to money. So we have something nice that's going to come off on the 5th, which is like next Thursday. So we do have that coming up. Other aspects that we have, there's not exact aspects, but they are there. We do have Mars, which will be in square this week to Uranus. That's going to bring up some unexpected things with like maybe anger or aggression coming up. We also have a try with Venus to Mars, which is quite good. We also have, so that will be a strength with terms of finances and relationships with that coming in. We've also got Venus, so with that sextile, we're happening roughly the full week, which is great. And then we've got Mercury, which will be in square to Saturn coming up towards the end of the week. So with that, not going to be an exact square, but it might just bring up some issues with communication with that there. What I got coming up for the week, I got that there could be, seems like everything's like speed, like people in a rush to do things. And I feel like it's like people just don't want to, I see people sort of blocking their ears when like it's things are about negative or negative things happening, like they really don't, they're in denial, they don't want to hear it. I feel like that this week's about peeling away layers of situations, and it's also getting to the bottom of situations, like it's that like things may be revealed to you. And I see like there could be like sort of shocks, like things like popping off here, like should be like shock or surprises, or it's just like I feel like, or could be like warnings, things coming up this week. And I feel like that it's this week is a week where you're either wanting or needing support from other people. I feel like that's going to be a big thing that comes up this week. So let's go to the caller. So we've got here Janine, who's in Texas in America. So hi, how are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. Jenny, how are you, Jenny?
Yes,
and how can I help you today?
Just anything that comes.
Yeah, okay. Do you anything particular want me to focus on, like if your relationships, work, anything particular you want me to look at?
Financial.
Okay, let's have a look. See. I see money around you. Like I see you with there's money, but I don't know if you don't know how to budget this or what to sort of do. It's like money on the side. So I feel like this might be savings, or it could be like there and you're not knowing what to do with it. It's like I don't want to touch this money, so maybe it's your savings and you're trying to work out either like your budget, you're trying to work out things without it, or it's there for safety. And I feel like also there's something annoying you. It's like I see nails on the chalkboard. So I feel like there's something that's happening that's getting on your nerves or that's really annoying you. And I feel like you've also got to stay very, very focused too. I also feel like there's someone around you in family that's going to help you financially. I feel like it's a male and they want to help you. They want to help you financially. I know it's like a father figure, but I just see someone wanting to help you. I don't think you want. I think you want to do this by yourself. Like also, so you're also working. You're working.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I feel like there's actually. Is there like negotiations at work happening? I hear like negotiations, and I feel like it's to do with your work, and I feel like it's to do with your pay. I feel like you're wanting more. I don't think they're going to give you as much as what you want or what you're looking for. I feel like I feel like they're cutting budgets there, like there's like budget cuts. And I feel like that, it's like they're giving you the sort of scrapings at the bottom. I feel like they could afford to give you more than what they're offering. But I feel like it's an improvement to what you're currently getting, but it may not be what you're actually wanting. But I also feel like I don't think it's not just the money. I feel like it's also, I'm not sure how it really works there with you guys, but I feel like it's like benefits. Like it's also the benefits that you want included. Like I feel like it's, I don't know, like dental or something, like a bit different to here. We don't have that for us. That's something we do. It's separately. But I feel like for you, it's like to do with teeth, like dental plan or something included with this. And I feel like that will be whatever that part. I feel like you're going to be happy about whatever these extra inclusions are. I feel like that part you're going to be happy about. The money side of it, I don't think you're going to get as much as what you're asking for or what you want. I think they're going to give you a little bit less, but it'll be significantly more than what you're getting at present. I feel like it's tough. What are you doing for work?
I work at a plasma center.
Plasma center. What's this? Is that to do blood?
I'm a phlebotomist. I draw blood.
Oh, okay. Look, I feel like you work very hard, and I feel like you're very good at what you do. There could be an offer. So, would you also work in hospitals as well?
I have before, yes, ma'am.
Because I feel like there's an opportunity here for you to work actually in a hospital or some kind of center. I do see to me, it looks like some sort of center or like a medical center or hospital. And I feel like there could be opportunity for you to work there. And I feel like to go there, I feel like you're very, it's like you're covered. It's like you got an umbrella over you. So I feel like if this opportunity comes up, you're more covered in terms of financial, and I feel like other needs there is more covered for you than where you currently are. I feel like I feel like I'm hearing it's privately run, but again, I don't really understand your medical system or how it all works over there. But I feel like it's private. There could be more money. Like they look after the patients. I feel like it'd be better. I feel like the facilities that they have is quite new, updated. It's not older. So I do feel like that could be coming up for you too. And that even might be coming up in around October time for you when it starts to get a bit cold where you are. But you'll be happy. And I also see you eating more. I see you eating a lot of like apples and bananas and things. So are you quite healthy? Are you eating? You're wanting to eat healthier?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Because I see like oranges. Like I see you eating like oranges, apples, and bananas, like more fruit. And I feel like you're helping your digestion with it or something. I feel like it's going to be good, or potassium, but I do sense it's going to be good. Do you have any questions for me?
No, ma'am.
Okay. the only other thing I see with you too, are you trying, do you want to change is your hair curly and you want it to be more straight, or you wanting to straighten it, or you straighten your hair?
It's really straight.
Oh, okay. Like
It's
naturally?
straight and long. Yes, ma'am.
Oh, okay. Because I just see like a hot iron, and it's like it's making it like straight. So I was seeing that or either that, or there's someone around you who has a really, really curly hair and they're wanting their hair to be straight, and they're using your iron to make it straight.
That's my daughter. Yes. That's
Oh,
right. You hit the note.
oh, okay. Because I just see this like really tight curls, and like she's getting the iron. I
Yeah.
can see the steam or going off, and she's making it straight. She may want to you do more of like a chemical, I feel like some sort of like we call it a keratin. I think it's keratin treatment. Some sort of treatment to make it straight. She needs to be careful and research whatever where she's going, whatever they're using. She needs to be very careful and research the chemicals. 'Cause I feel like that if she's not careful, the chemical that they're going to use may not be that great. Like it might be a little bit toxic. So just be careful if she's going to use any chemicals, and research what the place is using with that.
Yes, ma'am.
As well. See if anything else I can get for you. Look, I just feel just be strong, be assertive, be talkative. And I feel like you are. And yeah, I feel like you're going to be okay.
Good. Thank you.
That's okay. Thank you for calling in today.
Yes,
So everybody.
Yep.
That's okay. All right. So everyone, it's this week. I do feel like we are having a bit of a rest of the astrology, and I feel like with this week that we're just thinking. I feel like things are going to be a lot revealed to us in what's happening around there. Let's just do some quick cards, 3 cards for the week ahead, and see what we get. To. I feel like for the cards that I'm getting here for this week, I just feel like there's a sense of patience here. There could be a thing of some tough times or arguments, or people feel like wanting to sort of control. But I feel like there's a meeting here, and I feel like this might be more on the world stage of some sort of meeting. But I feel like for, I guess I'm going to call us the regular folk people, it's about this week, I feel like it's about patience, but for some reason I feel like things are going to be revealed or getting to the bottom of things coming up. If you want to contact me for a reading, you can. My website is Lady D Psychic Parties, and my Facebook page is Lady D Psychic Parties as well. My Instagram is Lady D Psychic. My TikTok is Lady D Psychic, and my YouTube is Lady D or Danielle Psychic. And I will be coming up. I will be in Brisbane at the beginning of July. So if you are in Brisbane, Queensland, in Australia, and you are looking to get a reading with me, I will be there the first weekend in July. So that's where I think my next big event that I will be. And I think that is it for today. So thank you, and I'll see you guys same time, same place next week. So bye for now.
Welcome to Energy, Intuition and Transformation. I'm Sue Williams, and I welcome you all to my show, and I would like to thank those who reached out to me after my previous show, which was my first online, and congratulating me, just saying that the topics I had were very interesting, but I really appreciate the support. And I hope to bring you more interesting topics as the days go by. So today I would like to speak about something that is really dear to my heart,